Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. Okay, so for those of you who have been watching these as streams and not as VODs or whatever, or listening to it as a podcast, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have ended the stream. Look, I rage quit because, look, when voice meter doesn't work, it pisses me off, okay? Look, I just can't do this, alright? This has been the worst stream. First stream, I have to private because otherwise I'd be doxing myself. Second stream, voice meter doesn't work, and then I rage quit. And then, oh, you know what? Maybe the third time's the charm, okay? I hate my life. Actually. Unironically. God. Is it gonna work this time? If it doesn't, I just give up.
At cavos.yt.
Oh my god, thank you, thank you. Finally, it works. Okay, I need to see if it works for you guys.
Brand new video, couple things just before.
Oh my god, alright. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be, if I don't rage quit again, we're gonna be talking about the okay. Before anybody debates, no, I'm not gonna play Fortnite. Jesus Christ, stop talking about Fortnite. I hate Fortnite. Fortnite is the worst video game in the history of mankind. Okay, it sucks. Fortnite sucks. It's terrible and it's cringe. Okay, no, I'm not gonna. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need a no, I can't say that word yet. It's too early in the stream. I think I need help. I don't think I'm okay. Look, I want to debate people live, but I think I might be too angry today. Actually, no, that would be entertaining. Now. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So done with this. I suck at streaming. I'm terrible. I'm the worst streamer ever in the world. I'm sorry. I suck at this. I'm terrible. I know. I'm Oops, I didn't mean to play that. Look, I know. I'm the worst streamer, okay? I get it. Oh my god. Is this... I hope this one is the correct one. Yeah. Sorry, I suck at this. Yeah, alright. I just had to... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rage quit earlier, okay? Look, I think I have anger issues sometimes, okay? Look, it's because look, the first stream I had to delete the whole VOD, and I'm against that, but literally the alternative is I dox myself, so I'm not gonna do that, so that's out of the question. And then, so I had to delete that, which makes me mad, and then I had to, Femyoz, you look valid. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. No, you're not bad. Yes, I am. I'm terrible at this. Let's cheer Femyoz up. Femyoz, you're cute. You're just saying that to be nice. You're just saying that because I'm, like, being cringe or something. Yeah. God. Okay, you know what? Instead of me crying about being bad at streaming, why don't we just... calm down and talk about iDubbbz being a cuck, okay? Yeah, alright, so... Oh my god. First, I need to make sure the audio is good.
Before we actually start our topic, first of all, I'm actually going away. I won't be in this office at the moment for the next week. However, I'll still be recording videos.
Okay, so, I think that my voice is a little bit on the loud side in comparison. So I'm gonna make it quieter because yeah. All right. How is this? I think yeah, this is good, right? Is this yeah? I don't even know who iDubbbz is. Well, he's basically like kind of a cuckold, okay?
I'll just be out of this studio. Second of all, on my Instagram, if you tag me in your story, show me where you're watching today's video. I'm gonna repost a ton of you.
Well, you see, I'm watching it on my live stream, Kavos YT. Motherfucker. I already fixed the audio. Don't worry. All right. I just had to like adjust it a little bit, okay? Okay. No, stop. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, here we go.
At Kavos.yt. And let's talk about this, because today we really have to talk about the creator clash drama that unfolded last night. If you don't know,
oh boy, I'm so excited.
Creator Clash is an event run by iDubbbz and his wife.
That's a great photo of them, by the way. Oh wow, what flattering lighting.
Anissa.
I don't know. Look, iDubbbz looks like he's in pain.
If you don't know, Creator Clash is an event run by iDubbbz.
Does he not look like he's in pain? Am I just saying that because I'm being petty?
And his wife, Anissa. Charity boxing event raising a lot of money for...
Hey, don't forget to include iDubbbz's wife's boyfriend, okay?
Charity.
That was funnier in my head, okay?
The first event was a success. However, what they did last night is so fucking ridiculous. It really makes no sense and shows just how soft iDubbbz has really become.
I don't think it's iDubbbz necessarily, though. I think it's his wife. I mean, ultimately, it was... I think it's his wife at the end of the day. And I don't really blame iDubbbz for being in a relationship like that. Like, if his girlfriend is the one wearing the pants in the relationship, there's not really an issue with that. It's like, role reversal is based, okay? There's like... Okay, look. There is no issue with that. I think that if we're gonna blame somebody, it should be the person that is actually, I don't know, responsible or whatever. Like, if iDubbbz is like in a relationship where his partner is controlling, is that really his fault? Are we gonna like victim blame here, or are we gonna like, I don't know, use common sense and realize that maybe it's not all entirely his fault? Okay, when I was in an emotionally abusive relationship, I was a lot softer in both good ways and bad ways. Okay. On one hand, I thought that I had improved for the better, right? Because I was more empathetic, more, like, I was a lot nicer to people. Part of that is just growing up, right? Like, I was kind of an asshole when I was, like, in my earlier teen years, right? But I was also a lot easier to take advantage of, and in a much more vulnerable state, and a lot more insecure, because, like, that's just how emotionally abusive relationships be. But that's besides the point, alright? But yeah, so I was in a relationship like that, okay? And honestly, you could have made the same arguments about me, okay? I had changed, okay? You could say, oh, I had become cucked or whatever. Then maybe there would have been some truth to that. And it's like, you end up being, like, you never, like, you will never be the same after a relationship like that, right? Like, you will always turn out different. Now, I'm obviously not the same now as I was during that relationship. Like, I changed a lot after the fact, right? And I changed... basically, I kept the qualities that had changed that I deemed to be improvements, while sort of, like, getting rid of all of, like, the toxic shit that I had to go through, and all of the toxic sorts of mentalities that I had at the time. Right? Because it made me easy to take advantage of. I was very easy to take advantage of at the time. So, but, like, would you blame me for that, though? Or would you blame my ex? I would personally blame my ex for that, right? It's like, you may think that, oh, well, Ian is just, like, he's built different. Like, he's the content cop. He should know better than to put up with that bullshit. If you're one of those people that thinks that that, oh, I would never end up in an abusive relationship. It can happen to fucking anybody, okay? All right? I used to think that the same thing about myself. Oh, it'll never happen to me. I don't tolerate bullshit, I'm not the type of person to do that, okay? I was basically like a teenage version of iDubbbz. I mean, now I'm basically just like Femboy iDubbbz, but that's besides the point. And when I say iDubbbz, I mean like 2016 to 2018 iDubbbz, right? But either way, it's a lot more complex than you would think, right? And being in a relationship like that, and a lot of people have noticed that, ooh, I don't know, Anissa seems a little bit on the controlling side. Now, I'm not going to label Anissa as an abuser, at least not right away, right? I would need more substantial proof than that. I'm not just going to, levy allegations at somebody, because, I'm not sensitive society or a Cheeto, all right? I'm not just going to randomly accuse people of being pedophiles or abusers or whatever. I would actually need proof beyond a reasonable doubt. But I think, maybe be a little bit understanding to him. I don't think he's a bad guy, right? Again, I know I'm being a little bit of a contrarian, but whatever.
So, a creator who was supposed to fight was Froggy Fresh. Now, Froggy Fresh was supposed to fight Chris Raygun in Creator Clash. Well, last night, he got removed from Creator Clash. They tweeted out, there has been a change in the lineup, and Froggy Fresh will no longer be fighting against Chris Raygun. We will be announcing his replacement in the coming days, with just 3 weeks left. The countdown to Creator Clash 2 has begun. Creator Clash's goal is to make an inclusive and fun environment for creators and fans while giving back to charity.
Yeah, that's stupid. No. If you wanted it to be an inclusive and fun environment, you wouldn't be banning Sam Hyde or anybody like that. You wouldn't, and you especially wouldn't be removing Froggy Fresh from the lineup. Okay? What you are doing is you are decreasing the amount of money that would go to charity otherwise, okay? I understand that you may disagree or not disagree with or not like somebody. That's perfectly fine, okay? You can criticize somebody all you like, but that doesn't mean you should be banning them from a charity event when at the end of the day, them participating in said charity event helps promote that charity event, and ultimately the outcome is going to be better if there is more money going to charity. This is not complicated. This should be really obvious. So this is not making it more inclusive and fun. It's making it more boring and corporate, if anything. It's oh, yeah, no, heaven forbid you make a joke about Anissa's OnlyFans or whatever. Because I think that was one of the main reasons why there was even, an issue to begin with, was basically Froggy Fresh made a joke saying something along the lines of, oh, if I lose, I'll be so disappointed in myself that I buy Anissa's OnlyFans or whatever the fuck. It was a very lighthearted joke, who gives a shit, right? But then Anissa's mom got mad and was like, how dare you say that about Anissa? You're a poopy face. And then basically after that, what's his face? Froggy Fresh is like, oh yeah, well, you're a butthead. And then she's like, oh, how dare you say that to me? And then Anissa's like, oh, how dare you say that to my mom? And then basically, he gets basically removed from the Creator Clash, and then that's what happened. So yeah, that's ultimately. I mean, I know that's a very not dumbed down, but it's a very stupid way of saying it. But also, it gets the point. It illustrates the point, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Oh god, I'm losing my brain cells already. And for those of you who are just watching the VOD, if you think that this is way too early for me to be losing my brain cells and talking like this and talking all fast, it is not. Okay, it is not, because I have been streaming for hours at this point, but I've just been failing as a live streamer. Okay, I've been screwing up. I've been messing up, and I've been having to private my live streams from earlier that I did on the same day today.
That has always been our
300 for that and 2,000 for this. Way too expensive. But today I'm going to show you guys.
Oh yeah, well your mom is way too expensive. Oh god, I don't
how to get all this stuff for a lot cheaper. Okay, so
our mission, and Froggy Fresh's recent behavior does not align with that mission. We look forward to sharing this positive
Blah, blah,
to do.
blah.
He must have said something or done something. He loses him on Twitter. So Anis's mum will speculate this also could be an.
I don't think it's okay. Oh, and for the training with Sam Hyde thing, I don't think that that's the case because there was a different creator that was training with Sam Hyde for the previous year, and they didn't get kicked out of Creator Clash. But I mean, this is April 15th. This is like 3 weeks. And, like, this is something that requires months of training. So, by doing this, not only are you screwing over Froggy Fresh, but you are also screwing over Chris Raygun, who did absolutely fucking nothing. Like, even in the eyes of the people that are kicking out Froggy Fresh. Like, Chris Raygun did absolutely fucking nothing wrong. Like, this is the most stupid shit imaginable.
Another reason.
It's like, we're just gonna find a replacement. It's like, oh, yeah, and then they're gonna be trained for 3 weeks. That's fucking great. Yeah, okay.
I'd hate each other. So Anis's mom started tweeting.
It's like, I don't even know why they hate each other. Like, why do iDubbbz and Sam Hyde hate each other? Like, what, like, it's the most stupid, petty shit imaginable. Like, Sam Hyde hardly did anything. Now, if you want to say, oh, yeah, Sam Hyde's kind of a shitty person because he did questionable things, fine, that's a fair criticism you could make. But I don't think it justifies, like, this, like, huge, massive hate boner. Like, what, like, why is there this massive hate boner? Like, the fuck did Sam Hyde do specifically to iDubbbz to warrant that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, what is going on here, alright? I do not understand what, I don't even know anymore. Look, what is my life? I don't even know. Oh, God. All right, I'm gonna read chat, all right? I'm gonna read chat. I'm gonna feel better. Oh, my God, I just realized I'm starving. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. All right. Okay. Hello, Dark Femboy Evie. Oh, I think I know who you are. I think you upload shorts that I watch. iDubbbz suffered a thing called growing up in life and changing his mindset. Yeah, but, like, I don't think that this creator clash thing is a good example of that, alright? Femyoz isn't paying attention to or looking at or monitoring his chat. Time to talk about... Oh my God, no! Jesus. Welcome back, Pancake Panic. Welcome back to the stream. Femyoz really isn't paying attention to chat, blah, blah, blah. Time to paste the entire Shrek script. Okay. Thanks. What are they doing right now? I don't even know anymore. I need water. I can't even do this anymore. Look, I'm gonna die. At least there's not as much stream delay, I bet. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a heat stroke. Oh God, I need to relax. I almost feel nauseous. Oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm about to start sweating. Oh my God, this has been today has been wild for me, okay? Did any fun debates happen? No, no one wants to debate me for some reason. I don't know why. I feel really bad for Femyoz. I feel bad for me too at this point. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I can't be throwing a pity party. Some creators need breaks. I know I need a break, maybe, potentially, but yeah. Oh God, I don't even know anymore. Smash like and subscribe and donate. Link in the description below to Streamlabs. Oh my God, I don't. Oh my God. I need to cool down, okay? I need to cool down. I need to calm down. I need to stop. I need to Okay. Look, alright, you know what? I need to pee anyway, alright? I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go get a snack. I'm gonna go pee. Alright? Have fun in chat. Oh, man. Alright. Okay, I'm so sorry, chat. Chat, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna eat peaches on stream because I'm so hungry. Hello, honey buns, #1 bussy comes. Pancake Panic! Oh my god, thank you! Thank you for the $10 donation, you absolute legend! Oh my god. Oh my god, I love you. You're amazing. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Oh. Hell yeah, let's go. Thank you so much for the $10. I really, every time I get a donation, I just feel so good, you know? I'm sorry if I'm a messy eater. Look, I'm starving, okay? I need to eat fast. This is like a Hasan Piker moment. Yeah, you guys like watching me eat peaches? And then we have, I love how there's somebody just copy and pasting the Shrek script. Femyoz is eating peaches. Makes me happy to see you happy. Oh my god, that's so wholesome. Femyoz is eating peaches and has a thick femboy peach. Oh my god. If Femyoz was drinking Monster Energy, the drink of Femyoz, I think you mean the drink of Femboys. That would be epic. Wait, why do you like watching me put things in my mouth? Oh, you just like watching me eat? Yeah, I know. Eating is fun. Man, being Hasan is actually quite easy. What's your favorite position? I don't know. Wait, hold on. I need to put this away somewhere. I'm sorry. This is a disaster. I'm starting to think some of you are gay. We're all gay and trans over here. Let's be real. Who isn't? Oh my god. Oh, I feel so much better now. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Mr. Toast MC. You made my thighs appear on screen. Hell yeah. Your favorite position is linebacker? See, I don't know enough about football. To have a favorite position. I'm sorry. Like, I was gonna make that joke, but I don't know. I couldn't think of any, like, positions in, like, sports because I'm stupid, I guess. I don't even know what this stream is anymore. What did you think I meant by your favorite position? Something sexual. Most football players... Oh, most of football's positions is from the back? Oh, damn. I paid $5 for cranberry muffin. I am very good at financial decisions. Good to know. Good to know. It's very epic. Hell yeah. I'm sorry, chat. I'm really hungry. I wouldn't be eating on stream if it wasn't absolutely necessary. I feel terrible. It's like I feel like I'm not talking enough. I could join a VC. You got a point. Hold on. Alright. Hold on. Hope it works. I don't know. I mean, here I am in general VC, I guess. I guess anyone can join. Hello, Pancake Panic.
Hello. Oh, well, they coming.
Mm-hmm.
Trying how I thought the other day, yeah, I can't think of what to talk about.
I mean, that's valid. Neither can I. I mean, honestly,
Fair.
I just... What?
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, I feel a lot better now that I've eaten. I mean, let's be real. Everyone's in a worse mood
I
when
usually
they...
do.
Yeah, everyone's in a worse mood when they haven't eaten. I mean, that's just how it is. Greetings and salutations.
Here, have a Snickers.
Holy
Hell
shit.
You're not
is that
yourself
the
when you're
esteemed
hungry.
Even with
YouTuber
even with
Femyoz? What the
appreciation.
fuck?
Yo,
Hey, what?
it's
I got my
Whoa.
$5 cranberry muffin right here.
Me and my friend were driving around
Hell
town
yeah.
today, and we were driving to Safeway, and there's this girl and her dog walking outside the road. So my friend rolls down his window and just goes, "Ah!" and they both just fucking jump. And we're just fucking, and then we're like,
What?
And my friend starts speeding off, like, cause he was in the backseat and my friend was driving. That shit was fun.
People from my college are either drunk or schizophrenic. There's no in between. Because there were like two sliding glass windows. Oh wait, no, it's two sliding glass panes. One of those like sliding glass doors, and they broke both of them. So,
Have you ever seen a furry walking around in public?
no,
I don't
if
think
that's
I
what
have.
They did though. I don't.
Is
I
it
don't
weird
live
that I
near any
haven't?
convention center?
Well, they do. No, it's called you live in what state are you in?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to
Or are
dox
you like
myself.
East Coast?
I'm not trying to dox
like
myself. I
Midwest?
could be anywhere. I could be in Kabul, Afghanistan right now.
I think you would be not talking to us right now if you were in Kabul, Afghanistan.
You got a source.
Hey, do
to
any of
back
you
that
guys
one up?
know linear?
Jeez.
Are any
I
of you
think I
guys
could.
taking linear
I mean,
algebra?
it depends if you're. It depends if the Taliban are not monitoring your. Fuck! They're not like monitoring your internet access.
You should talk.
Maybe I'm using a VPN. And that brings us on to today's sponsor. This stream is sponsored by NordVPN.
Or
The
VPN.
feds, the
Do you
feds,
do you
the
want to
feds
act?
don't want you to know this,
do-
but
do-
most
do you want-
VPN companies can get subpoenaed, and they will hand that shit over.
Did you know? Did you know that? Have you ever wanted to be a homosexual in an Arabic country? Nothing to worry about. Just get a VPN.
Yeah, just get a VPN. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just that.
Just
get a
you can't- you
VPN,
can't-
and you'll be
you can't
able to date
express
all
that
the
in
men you
public
want.
without being stoned. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck.
that's unfortunate. How about you be quiet? All right.
Okay.
Anyways, I door
I need
VPN
to
right
be
now.
quiet too. I need to
I'm
be
only gonna
quiet
do this
too. I'm
for-
in an apartment. I don't want to get evicted.
I'm only gonna do this for like a few minutes before I go back to talking about stuff. This is just me just chilling, just cause But then I'm gonna start doing more,
Just
Chill.
vibing.
Half of the people in this server belong on a watch list. I'll tell you that.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh nah.
trust me. I know. I know.
People
Oh,
be
boy.
talking about race mixing in here. Holy shit.
My friend
I know.
Saturn gave me a
exactly.
headache. My friend Saturn card gave me a headache.
Yeah, look, I ignore my Discord server half the time. I'm not gonna lie. I just
Is it because
I-
Discord is a
I
degenerate
don't
cesspool?
blame you.
I just
the
can't
wonders
be
of
asked.
unmoderated Discord servers.
Look, I just can't be asked
You
to
should-
moderate. And I
You
don't
should
like
hypothetically, literally, and maybe actually give me moderator role.
Look, I don't but I want it to be not that much moderated anyway. I just don't want pedos and people
I
that
mean,
are
all you really
Everybody involved in the emo furry shenanigans got moderator. So
Oh yeah.
well, yeah,
you
because
could have
because they
posted a screenshot of him, and you could have gotten mod. So I didn't even
mean, we
post
have-
this.
well,
Now
the
it's
reason
just
okay,
you random
I don't usually give people mod if they ask. I just give people mod if I feel like they would be a decent mod, or just basically anyone who I don't who I know wouldn't probably wouldn't false ban people, if that makes sense. Or if
That
it's
wouldn't
be
Okay.
That's about
I'm
tomfoolery.
gonna make you regret your decision. I'm gonna start muting people, random people in the
I am
server for 1
trustworthy.
yeah,
hour.
if you do that, I will demote you.
Okay.
But
I'm
I
trustworthy.
didn't ask
Hell
for the
yeah.
role.
well, no, I know that, but okay, here's the thing: is I don't if you just want to pretend you don't even have the role, that's fine. I don't expect people to micromanage my I don't really give that much of a shit. It's just I give it I just gave it to active people who I don't think will false ban, just because it's if it'll increase the chances of catching some sort of someone who's the emo furry Catboys of the world, right?
Do it again.
That
We-
motherfucker is still
we-
commenting on Line Choose videos.
I know, and I keep
Oh, yeah.
I
We
I,
need
I
it.
always reply to his comments being you got
No.
exposed.
We need
Yeah,
we need to protect the fellow Femboys.
every
Yeah.
time I see him
Okay,
in
to be
line two's
honest, we got
comments.
Natty Forsyth in this server, so yeah.
Wait, what about Natty? Bro.
Do you know that that Femyoz made an entire three for on one of the live streams? They spent 3 hours
On the
explaining
Natty
the
Forsyth
Natty
thing.
situation.
Yeah,
okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like
I mean,
I think-
excuse my ignorance, but yeah, no, I don't really actually know what's going on.
yeah, no,
I don't really
I'm,
know.
I'm
Natty
one
just
of,
seems weird to me personally. I think Natty's a bit weird.
yeah, but I
I think
feel
I
like
should
I'm the
just stay
only
off
I'm
the
the
internet.
only person who covered the situation correctly though. People were so I don't people are just dogmatic in general. It's if somebody does something kind of bad, it's it can't just be oh, this person did something kind of bad, but they don't do that anymore. No, they can't just leave it at that. It has to be, this person is basically Hitler 2.0, and they are gonna kill 20 people, and they need to be canceled and deplatformed, and it's the stupidest shit.
Ugh.
There's people that
Yeah.
can't change, but then there's people that can change.
Yeah, but Natty is somebody
Mhm.
who does change though. It's she
Natty
did
literally
something.
changed.
Like she did something stupid like 5 years ago when she was 18, and it's like people are like still bringing it up now. It's like nobody like shut the fuck up. No one cares. Like I'm sorry. Like what? Like am I supposed to like not associate with somebody
still,
because of? Like
I'm
not
still
gonna
a
like.
little unaware of what happened.
Don't worry about
I
it.
don't want to bug people into like explaining it, but
Don't
really
worry.
don't
I
know.
have a okay. So in my Christian presuppositionalist debate, where I have a past live stream called "Destroying Christian Presuppositionalism," I think. So in the description of all of my past live streams, I always have like timestamps or whatever. So there'll be like a timestamp in that to like the Natty Forsyth situation if you want to learn about it, because I go pretty in depth with like an open mind.
If you want, you should upload that as a separate VOD and let people, analyze it. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Personally,
I don't
think you
know.
did
You can
I think
start
you
a
did the
Clip
best.
channel.
I think you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
exactly like that.
Be like
I
one of
think
those
you did the best.
VTubers.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. No,
That's
don't necessarily.
we have too many of those. Well, I think you've done the best job of like fully analyzing that entire situation and allowing people to like listen to it and then having a general idea on what's up with Natty.
Yeah.
And I think maybe you should like take that entire clip and like upload it to like another as a separate video or like a VOD.
Yeah, I guess I could. I mean, because like I always
maybe people can look at it and analyze it better.
Yeah, that's true. Because I guess if people are looking for it, that like they won't click on a Christian presuppositionalist debate. So you got a point. Because like I always try to make like my like past live streams like fun to watch in of themselves, right? It's like I want it to be something that's like people can go back to no matter what the stream is and just be like, yes, I'm going to watch this past live stream, and it's basically the same as watching a long video, right? Like that's ultimately the goal.
You're one of those people I would listen to in like the background while I do something.
Yeah, well, that's also like anything that gets me watch time, right? Like, because like it also is like a podcasty type thing, right? Like, so it's like you can listen to it in the background.
Attracts schizos like mosquitoes.
We need to get Hank. We need to get Hank Schrader to make a cameo for us.
Oh yeah.
I remember one of your live streams had like some guy rambling about COVID vaccines and shit. That was funny.
Oh fuck!
The guy that was saying. Was it the guy that was talking about like the New World Order and who was like,
"Oh yeah,
the Matrix is gonna get us." That was so funny.
Oh no! Oh my god!
No,
yeah.
the Matrix is going to get us. It was very scary.
I think that was the first.
Shadow government is putting a stradiol in your fucking water supply.
Oh no!
Everyone's
so sad.
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Just Swedish accent for me.
What the fuck just happened to my PC?
What the fuck, bro?
I don't know.
Oh my
sounds
god!
Like a skill issue.
What just happened to my PC?
Skill issue. Ooh.
Shut up! Oh my god!
Skill issue. Ooh.
Shut your skirt wearing.
Oh,
long ass hair looking. Built like a Morgs looking.
What?
It looked like Fenneman Morgs.
Oh wait.
Femboy Morgs.
Did you guys reference Morgs?
And with
I
like
forgot
a
about
chin.
Him in a long time. Yeah.
With a chin. You have bald mark on your fucking wall.
Yeah, you better believe I do. Hell yeah, sexy motherfucker. Look at that. Look at that like beautiful man.
You're beginning to look like a 2010. You're beginning to look like a 2010 emo kid.
Oh my god, you're actually right.
Anthony hair.
It's just that like he doesn't have like black dyed hair though.
Exactly.
You look like
be right. A gay version of Anthony Padilla.
Oh my god, okay, that's good, because Anthony Padilla, I'm not gonna lie, between me and you guys, okay? Just don't tell anyone this, but, I always, when I was a kid, I always thought Anthony Padilla was hot as fuck. I can't lie.
Oh my god, guys.
I have
oh my god, guys, who would have guessed? You
guys can say something.
Fucking the bisexual femboy thinks that the hot man is hot. Who would have guessed?
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, here's something that crazy that also happened to me when I was a child. As it turns out, I fell down a tree and scraped my chest open when I was 7 years old.
Good job.
And now I have a massive scar on my chest.
Elbozo.
I once jumped off a callus and broke my arm.
When I was
When my-
7, I was
when I-
hospitalized for pneumonia.
I got ran over
Oh.
by a car once when I was 6, and when I woke up in my mom's bed, I was like, "What the fuck happened?" She's like, "Honey, you got ran over."
Man, she
Oh,
must like
when I
those
was-
health insurance premiums.
Man, when I was 5, I nearly died by Crohn's disease. Actually, almost twice. Actually, once on my 5th birthday. On my 5th birthday, I almost died by Crohn's disease, and it's like, "Happy birthday, now die." This is
Yeah,
like, ooh.
damn.
Yeah, and then it happened again a couple years back. Same situation, but this time I actually know what caused it. It was because I was drinking 4 cups of coffee a day when I was in school, which, those who don't know, is awful for Crohn's. Not to mention the stress. So I got to spend 2 weeks in the hospital, and I was iron deficient. My hemoglobin levels were you're supposed to at 10. I was at 4. Yeah, not good.
Damn.
But I'm fine
Stress-
now.
When I
Not
was
mentally,
11, I was
but-
running down a hill with a street in front of it and almost got hit by a car. And the first thing my mom said to me was that we could have gotten disability parking.
honestly, honestly, I mean, fair play. It is kind of funny.
Over
Say
the
that.
weekend, I had to drive my grandma's house, and I was the one driving because I got a permit, and I had to drive the manual car, with the one with the clutch.
Oh,
So
Oh,
when we got stuck in
nah.
when we got stuck in traffic, I was like, "Fuck!" So I'm sitting there like half clutching, like making sure I don't stall in the middle of the highway. But I did it pretty well.
Damn.
The only place that I really stalled was like around town when I was on a little hill.
Damn. All right.
It was really fun. Though. It's really fun.
I'm gonna hop off the VC and continue on with another segment, but I enjoyed this, so yeah.
Okay.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Wrap
Femyoz,
off.
before you leave, guess what? Chicken butt.
So real.
That's
God damn you!
God damn. All right.
What the hell?
All right. So anyways, it's fun. I don't even know what I'm gonna label the timestamps as in the description. Damn. This is gone. This stream is like one big old shit post, but that's okay. You know, shit posting is fun. All right, I like shit posts. All right. If you don't like shit posts, you just have bad taste. All right. You have bad taste in content. If you don't want to watch a big old shit post. All right. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I think I'm just tired, okay? That's what it is. Alright? I'm just tired. I'm just a little bit cranky because nobody's willing to debate me. Everybody's being a coward. This is like probably I don't want to say it's the worst stream I've ever done because that's a lie. But it's just been all over the place. My head has not been screwed on properly. And you know what? That's okay. Happens to the best of us. All right? Happens to the best of us. Yeah. I have to wonder. You know, is it entertaining to watch me, like, not even understand what I'm saying at this point? Because I feel like at this point, I'm just, like, saying things, right? But, like, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Like, it's a whole thing, right? It's a whole thing. I have to wonder. What am I even doing with my life? I have no idea. But yeah, look, I'm sorry, I'm tired, okay? I can't help it. I'm, like, about to, like, go insane because I'm tired, alright? You know what, let's just watch a good old debate, maybe, or something. All these look boring, never mind. Do I talk about the TikTok thing? No, I don't. Being a YouTuber is so hard. I'm just kidding. I'm not that cringe, okay? I mean, I am, but, what am I even doing? This is so stupid. Yeah. Like, damn. God damn. I don't even, what am I even doing? So anyways, yeah, the weather do be nice, huh? I'm like, that's so true, isn't it? Like, doesn't the weather be nice? I'm gonna finish my cranberry muffin. Thank you for sharing. I agree. I am also gonna share my cranberry muffin. You better believe I am. But, yeah, I think I killed my own stream a little bit by, because of a lot of reasons, okay? A lot of reasons. You know what? Maybe I'll just... Maybe I just need to relax. Take a chill pill, alright? And then maybe I'll feel better. I don't know. I know I don't want to be Hasan or anything, but you know, I'm just saying, like, this is the worst live stream. I'm kidding, guys. It's not a bad live stream. It's a really good one, actually. It's a really good one, ooh. But yeah, nobody seems to be wanting to debate me, and it's so sad. What the hell? Do we watch my own content? Is that where we're at? I don't even know anymore. I'm so tempted to end the stream because I feel like I've done a terrible job, and I'm, like, insecure about that, and it's like, I don't know if I'm entertaining today, because it's like, I've just been, like, just not feeling it, you know? Just not been feeling it. I just feel kind of bad. What do you think of Henry George? I don't even know who that is. Am I a stupid idiot for not knowing that? I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. I don't know who that even is. I watch my own videos. I mean, I do too, but it's like, I don't know if it's like a weird thing to do on stream, right? Is that like a normal thing to do? I don't know, man. Maybe I watch, like, some of my real old videos, okay? Maybe that's a great idea. You know, maybe, yeah, I think... Oh, do you guys like what I did here on my old channel? So basically, I have a playlist now. It's an unlisted playlist, so you can only see the playlist if you're on this channel, right? It's called My New Channel, where it has all the new videos, and then all the videos on this channel are, well, down here, right? So, yeah, it's, I think it's a great business strat, okay? I think it's a great business strat. It's a very smart thing to do, alright? It's like, what could go wrong? Probably nothing, I'll bet. So I'm gonna see what video do I want to watch of myself. Yeah. What video do we watch? We could watch, this video has negative 23 views, 200 subscribers, pregnant reveal. We could watch, what if Obi-Wan Kenobi stopped trimming his toenails? You know what? Yeah, let's watch that. That sounds like a great video. I'm so excited. Uh-oh. Life. One. Oh, dear. There we go. Hold on. A question has been on my mind for my entire life. One that I've been What is it? My hair... You can tell that this was, like, recorded right after swim practice, because my hair's a fucking mess. Either that or I was particularly lazy that day. Struggling so much to answer with all of my... And yes, I used to be a competitive swimmer, believe it or not.
Extremely amazing intellect. A question that is, what would happen if Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't ever trim his toenails and just let them go to be like 1,000 fucking feet? What would happen is Luke Skywalker would be like disgusted or some shit, and then, but then, you know, he'd actually be quite inspired, and then he'd grow some long toenails of his own. They'd actually, together, they'd actually use them to rule the galaxy, and they wouldn't even
That's so true.
need a lightsaber. They'd be like super sharp. Then Obi-Wan Kenobi's toenails would become extremely powerful, even become individuals in the Force, separated from the conscious of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Then what would happen is they'd like fall off, and then, but then, unfortunately for the good guys, Darth Sidious would grow his own, not toenails, dark side version, fingernails! Oh no! Now this is where it gets intense. They would have an epic duel of, like, toenails and fingernails, so Obi-Wan would, like, rely on, like, the balance of the Force.
What YouTuber does this remind you of? I know it reminds me of a particular YouTuber. You know, with, like, the voice and everything. I don't know.
Or some shit. And then he'd, like, kill Darth Sidious, but then he'd, like, have to, like, but then the Force have to, like, have him, like, die or some shit, so that there's, like, a balance. Yeah, and then afterwards, it'd be, like, I don't know, some fucking shit with blowing up, like, the Death Star. Please consider having sexual intercourse with the subscribe and like button. Only
You heard him. You better have sexual intercourse with the like and subscribe button, okay?
intellectuals can fully understand.
So true.
Anyways, bye-bye, everybody. Please kill me. H!
Jesus Christ. Fucking ear rape. Holy shit. I love getting recommended my own content. It's nice. You'll love to see it, alright? You'll love to see it. Yeah. You'll love to see it, okay? I know I love to see it. I could debate you? Yeah, sure, Toast MC. My Discord is linked in the description below. Why does Femyoz's old channel at Lyrios look like every cringy YouTuber with 3 a.m. style 2016 thumbnails? Because it was basically a parody of that. Femyoz went the Finster route in life, started as a Minecraft YouTuber, then became an e-girl. Yeah, kind of. To an extent. I started as like a I don't even know. And then I became like a satire YouTuber, and then I became a Minecraft YouTuber, and now I'm a Femboy YouTuber. But yeah, if you want to debate me, Toast MC, my epic Discord server is in the link in the description below. Yeah. Are you steroid user? I don't know. But yeah, like, damn. Wait, who just added me in debate? Okay, alright. Okay, someone wants to debate me. Alright. Seaman Sipper 666. Okay. Send you a friend request. Message. Oh. Well, fuck. Okay, well, I tried. He asked me to debate. And whatever. I guess he doesn't want to. He's a bitch. We want to debate you? Get in the Discord? Who's we? Alright, what the fuck is he on about? Ah. Okay. Okay, who wants to go first then? Sake. Really hope this isn't somebody trying to waste my time. I mean, from the looks of things, very well could be. I have no idea though. You gonna answer? Who do you want to go first or what? 'Cause I'm debating one person at a time. Otherwise, it's not entertaining. Okay, who is your friend? Okay, Fosman. All right. Hello, apparently you wanted to debate me?
Yeah.
Alright, what would you like to debate me on?
I would like to debate you on certain societal issues that I've been seeing a lot more in society. Um,
Okay.
you have a brand, something about the Femboys,
Mm-hmm.
and um, well,
And?
I or well, I think that brand is kind of destructive to young men everywhere.
Sounds like yeah, I mean, if your masculinity is that fragile, it sounds like a you problem, does it not? If your masculinity is
Masculinity.
threatened by a
It's not.
femboy
Well,
YouTuber,
no.
like,
No, it's
who is
not.
it
It's
dangerous
not.
to?
My masculinity is not fragile.
Okay, then
It's
what's the
dangerous
issue?
to people with malleable minds.
It's dangerous. How is it dangerous? What is the danger?
I went into one of your public VCs and I heard some autist bumbling over himself with a lisp, biting on his own tongue every time he talked, saying he was a
So-
pansexual fanboy transgender. I think your
Wait,
brand
who
is
the
hurtful
fuck
to people.
cares? Okay, so there's
Me,
somebody with
I think I
autism. So
care.
wait, hold on. You think there's a problem with people being autistic? You have a problem with people being autistic? That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like. Why?
Yeah.
Are you just here to like troll? Or
No,
like,
I'm not here to troll. I'm here to.
do you
I'm
have
here
an
to actually
actual-
give out my
okay.
opinion.
Okay, so why do you have a problem with people being born with autism?
Because they're weak. You have to spend thousands of dollars,
oh.
up to millions, their entire lifetime to take care of them.
Not necessarily. I mean, I have autism, but I mean, is that like a I don't see
Well,
the
it's based
issue.
on a spectrum of things.
Okay,
It's a
and
spectrum.
so you think that it is? I mean, if it's an immutable characteristic, how is it their fault? What would you prefer they do?
I would prefer that all autistic people get killed
Why?
because they're weak.
What if?
It-
Okay.
It's a
What if?
it's a
Okay,
funnel
what are you
for money.
using?
It's a money
What are you
funnel that goes into
So
fire.
you only care about money. You don't like care about people. Like, do you have like any like semblance of like humanity, or like do you just not give a fuck about people?
Well, I have humanity.
Are you sure about that? Because I mean,
Yes,
your
I'm
arguments
sure.
beg the your arguments like kind of portray the contrary, right? You're saying you want all autistic people to die. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement to make, and not a very I don't know, humane one. I mean, this is some like Nazi shit.
Do you think I'm a Nazi?
I mean, it wouldn't put it past you, like.
You wouldn't put it. So you expect me to be a Nazi over my belief that people
That
with
all
mental
autistic
deficiencies are
people,
weak?
that they should all be killed? Yeah, that's it sounds very familiar actually. It sounds a lot like what Adolf Hitler believed, you know? I mean, one
Well,
of
I
the groups
believe
of...
in eugenics, but I don't believe in eugenics
Oh,
towards the Aryan race.
nah. Oh, nah. Oh, I believe in eugenics, but I don't believe in eugenics the same way Hitler did. I only believe in other eugenics. Fuck off. You sound retarded. Do you have like an
serious?
actual... Yeah, I'm serious. You sound like a fucking retard. Your IQ
sound pretty
must
upset.
be... Your IQ must be in the single digits. Do you have an actual position you want to argue, or are you just here to talk shit? Like...
Well, I'm not talking shit. You didn't
Yeah, you
debate
are.
me on eugenics. You didn't
There's
debate
like...
me on
What?
eugenics.
Okay, alright, fine. What evidence do you have to support your dog shit position? Like...
Do I need to have statistics on hand? Do I need to be Snopes
Well,
verified,
surely-
Fauci approved?
Well, surely, if you were gonna make such a strong claim, it would be based on something. You would have a source, right? Or is the source
I mean,
your
I think you're
ass?
straw manning. I think you're straw manning.
No, no one is straw manning. Do you even know what a straw man
You are.
argument is?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
A straw man is where you make up an imaginary, well, dummy in your argument to make yourself sound correct.
Okay, and when did I do that?
Earlier.
What did I say that was a straw man? Hello?
Wait, can you say that again? My
What did I say that was a straw man argument? Hello?
Your straw man argument. Well, sorry. My connection is really bad.
I think your brain is just slow. But okay.
No, my brain isn't slow. My brain isn't slow.
Are you sure about
It's not
that?
slow at all. It's not slow at all. My IQ is
Sure,
162.
Sure. Wow, it sure is so inconvenient that right after I asked you a question, you were getting like DDoSed or something. That's crazy.
Well, no, that's
Okay.
it's not convenient
I
at all.
asked. Okay,
I
I've
didn't
already
expect
asked you
my
this.
internet to
I've
take a
already
hit.
asked you this 2 times. What did I say that was a straw man argument?
Your stance on my eugenics.
What
My belief in
specifically?
eugenics.
What
You
did
said
I
that
say?
you said that my stance on autistic people was bad, and you
Yeah,
made
because
a
it
straw man
is.
argument about it. You made a
If
straw
you
man
say,
argument about
if
it.
you are in favor of committing genocide against autistic people, yeah, that is a bad thing. And it is similar to Hitler and what he stood for. So, no, I don't really think that that's much of a stretch at all. I don't think that that's a straw man argument.
I think it is.
Okay, well then you're wrong. Like,
I
hate to tell you.
I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are. Are you trolling? Because I refuse
I'm
to
not
believe
trolling. No, I believe
I
in
refuse
what I
to believe
said.
that like a real person is this fucking stupid. Like, there's no way a real human being is this dense. I mean,
I
if you
refuse
want,
to believe
well,
a real
shut
human
the
being
fuck
can
up, you
take acid.
inbred. Shut the fuck up, you inbred degenerate loser piece of shit. All right, I'm talking. If you believe that all disabled
talked
people,
over me the whole time.
shut the
How come I
fuck up,
can't?
retard. If all disabled people should be killed, wouldn't that include you? I mean, you seem very disabled.
Now you're just throwing insults at
No,
me
I'm
instead of actually taking on
objectively
my point.
correct here.
You're taking
You are
you're
weak.
not taking
You
on
are
my
disabled.
point.
You're a loser. You're a piece of shit, and you're inbred.
Well, no.
You are inferior.
I'm not inbred. I'm purebred. I'm an Aryan.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. No, you're not.
I'm
You're inbred.
Aryan.
You're
I
inbred.
can send you photo
You're
of myself.
inbred. You're
I'm not
inbred.
I can send
You're
you.
inbred.
You're acting like Vaush.
Inbred.
You debate like Vaush.
Inbred. You're
You
inbred.
debate like Vaush. See, look, I backed you into a corner. You're only saying
What
one
corner
thing.
was
you
I
don't
backed
actually want to debate me.
into?
You kept saying inbred. You're bad.
Yeah,
you're bad.
because
you're
you're
bad
inbred.
at debating. Consider quitting.
You haven't even like made an actual argument though. That's the
Yes,
thing. What am
I
I
have.
supp-
Eugenics are good because it
because
affects people's money, it affects
because
their wallets.
because I said so and I don't have
Focus
an
on my
actual
stutter
source.
more instead of focusing on what I'm actually saying.
I mean,
Eugenics
you're
are
not
good.
saying anything. You're just making
Yes, I
claims
am.
without a source.
Do I need a source? Do I need a Snopes verified source?
Well, surely if you're gonna make a claim about something as like eugenics, you would have a source, right? I mean, otherwise it's just I could just as easily be like, no, actually, eugenics is bad, lol, and that's also like just as strong of an argument as what you're
You sound
saying.
like Adolf Hitler.
What? What are you talking about?
You know what? No. How about we get on topic to something that is actually really important to me. Eugenics is just a small part of what I want to
Oh,
debate
okay,
on.
all right, yeah.
It's a small part of it. I want you to
I
tell
can
me.
see why you would want to
want you to
like
t-
get
I want
away
you to
from
tell
that.
me.
I can understand why.
Well,
you
no,
wouldn't
I want to
wanna-
get away from it because you got really mad over it and kept screaming inbred. So I think if I were to continue with it, you'd have a full-blown meltdown and kill yourself on stream. I don't really want
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I
All
wanna
right.
continue
Yeah,
debating
totally
it.
wasn't just making fun of you. All right.
No, I think you're upset. You should calm down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely fuming right now.
Calm down.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Calm down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what else do you want to say?
I mean, how about this? How about this? What do you think? What do you think this? What do you think the societal implications of transgenderism is? What are the societal implications of being a transgender are to
It
you?
decreases the suicide rate when trans people are accepted.
That's
I mean,
objectively false.
Really? Would you like me to pull up a study?
Are you a communist by any chance?
What? What does this have to do with communism? And no, I'm not a communist. What the fuck are you talking about? All right, I'll look up gender affirming care statistics if that's what you want. All right, let's see here. All right, American Medical Association. All right. No, I don't want notifications. Hold on. All right. Let's see if this is what I'm... Alright, okay, so... Okay, that's talking about legislation. Alright. Alright, okay, I guess, alright, I'll just read it out loud to you. My stream can see it, so you can watch the VOD if you, like, don't trust me or whatever. Alright, a look at the first year. Researchers prospectively followed more than 100 transgender and non-binary youth, 13 to 20 years old, each of whom completed surveys at 3, 6, and 12 months. The cohort included 63 trans-masculine, 27 trans-feminine, and 10 non-binary or gender-fluid youth. The results showed that youth who received gender-affirming medications, including puberty blockers and gender-affirming hormones, had a 60% lower odds of moderate or severe depression and 73% lower odds of suicidality over those first 12 months compared with youth who did not get such medications. What is your response to that?
Well, I'm looking at your stream right now, and I think the website you're reading from is biased.
You think that it's biased?
Yeah, I think it's biased. I think the website you're reading from is
Why?
biased.
Because
Snopes
the data
I
doesn't
looked
fit your
up on
narrative?
Snopes and it's
Because the
debunked.
data proves you
No, I
wrong?
looked
It's
it up on
biased?
Snopes. I looked it up on Snopes and it's debunked, man. I looked it up on Snopes and it's
On
debunked.
where?
Snopes.
I don't know what the
Snopes.com. Snopes verified.
What the fuck is Snopes?
Well,
I was
Snopes is a
reading from
fact-checking
the
website.
the American Medical Association, which actually is reliable. I don't know what the fuck Snopes is. Do you want me to? Okay, I'll do.
Snopes is fact checkers. Snopes is fact checkers. They fact checked it and it's
Okay.
false.
All right. Well, really, would you like to send me a link to what you're talking
I can
about?
send you a link.
Okay.
I can send you a link.
Good.
Let me look for it.
All right. Good. Let's see. All right. Let's read. And this is a. All right. All right. If that's not a study that convinces you, let's read this other one. All right.
Okay, let's look at your other
All
study. then.
right. Let's see. Research demonstrates that gender-affirming care improves the mental health and overall well-being of gender-diverse children and adolescents. Because gender-affirming care encompasses many facets of healthcare needs and support, it has been shown to increase positive outcomes for transgender and non-binary children and adolescents. Gender-affirming care is patient-centered and treats individuals holistically, aligning their outward physical traits with their gender identity. Gender-diverse adolescents in particular face significant health disparities compared to their cisgender peers. Transgender and gender non-binary adolescents are at increased risk for mental health issues, substance use, and suicide. So, I mean, you can... Like, you can read, like, this whole, like... I mean, I can send you the link if you want. Alright, hold on. Oh my god, I have to fucking do the "Are you human?" fucking thing, but first. No, I'm not human. Containing a bowling ball. Motherfucker. Is that a bowl? I don't think that... Okay. I'm stupid, okay. Alright. So what is your response? Are you just gonna say that the source is fake or whatever? Or do you have, like, a different response, or what?
It kind of looks like an IP grabber. I'm not gonna lie. That looks a little.
All
bit
right,
IP
are you
grabber.
just here to troll?
No, not really. No. I'm here
Okay.
to talk. I mean, I'm here to debate you. I mean, I'm gonna go
Are
run
you-
that link through Virus Total, and I'm gonna go see if it is
Ah,
a
yes,
IP
the
grabber or not, because I don't
the
trust
IP
you.
grabber, the IP grabber that is a .gov website. Yes.
I've seen people make .gov IP grabbers in the past.
I have not seen that. I mean, I might be wrong on that. I'm not like an expert on the. I don't know shit about IP grabbers, but
Also, after my debate, would you like to debate someone else?
I assume you're talking about steroid user. Yeah, I can debate them.
Okay, you're gonna debate. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
All right. Do you have like a response to what I just read, or do you concede your point, or what?
I'm reading through it right now.
Okay. I mean, I already read it out loud, but sure.
This is a very, very, very small paper.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty straight to the point.
I don't believe this. I don't believe
Why?
this, really. I don't
Why?
believe
Because
this.
it goes against what you already believe? Because it proves you wrong?
No, there's not enough here for me. If
There's not
if it
enough
was
here.
at least, 4 or 5 pages long, I
Oh,
would
okay,
I
so
would
it's
have
not
believed it,
long
but
enough.
no.
Okay, so you need a different study. I wonder what bullshit
Yeah.
excuse you're gonna come up with next time. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Trying to. All right. Let's see. All right. Do you believe that Harvard University is a reliable source, or is it too biased for you? Hello?
I'll take Harvard University into account as a source, I guess.
Oh, okay, great. All right. Let's see here. Mental health benefits associated with gender-affirming surgery. This is the first time I'm reading this, by the way, because I argue in good faith. I don't, like, just look for studies or whatever that just, like, support what I say and ignore studies. I genuinely do research on streams. Gender-affirming surgeries are associated with numerous positive health benefits, including lower rates of psychological distress and suicidal ideation, as well as lower rates of smoking, according to new research led by Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. The study examined data from the 2015 U.S. Transgender Survey, which included nearly 20,000 participants, 38.8% of whom identified as transgender women, 32.5% of whom identified as transgender men, and 26.6% identified as non-binary. Of the respondents, 12.8% had undergone gender-affirming surgery at least 2 years prior, and 59% wanted to undergo surgery but had not done so yet. Gender-affirming surgeries were associated with a 42% reduction in psychological distress and a 44% reduction in suicidal ideation when compared with transgender and gender-diverse people who had not had gender-affirming surgery but wanted it, according to the findings. The study also found a 30% reduction in tobacco smoking among people who had gender-affirming surgeries. So, is this, I mean, do you have a problem? I mean, you say that you trust Harvard as a source, and I mean, I can send this.
Send it over.
Oops, hold on, wrong link. I almost sent you this same link as I said before. Hold on. All right. Control C, Control V. All right. There you go. I mean, I don't know. Are you gonna complain that it's like too short? Because this is like the first time I looked at it, so it's not like I'm just like nitpicking sources. It's just any source I look at is gonna agree with me because that's just the consensus. All right, is this a long thing? All right. All right, I'll send you another thing.
Send me all of your sources. Send me every single source that you have.
All right, I don't have like okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have like a research document yet. I kind of just research on the fly, but
I
Yeah.
think it's time for you to get a research document together because a lot of these.
No, I agree
Harvard
because.
Harvard's information is selectively picked. A lot
Oh,
of
okay. So now Harvard isn't a reliable source. Oh, okay. Because again, it disproves
well,
you.
Harvard's information is selectively
Oh,
picked. Remember what? I
Oh,
assume
so
you know
now
what
it's
happened with Ted
so now it's
Kaczynski
not
and the
reliable.
Harvard
You said
experiment he
that you were
partook in.
fine with Harvard as a source
Yeah, it's
before,
not reliable
but now that
because
you
Harvard
realize
is a
now that you
government-controlled
realize that it goes
association.
against and directly contradicts the dumb fuck points you were making, now it's
I
suddenly no
think you should
longer a
calm
reliable
down.
source. Wow, that's crazy. How
think you should
convenient
calm
for your
down.
argument. It seems like you just want to deny the scientific consensus is what it really boils down to.
Well, no, I don't want to deny the scientific
Well, that's what you're
consensus.
doing!
I want to.
Yes,
Well,
you
no,
do.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Then
No, I'm
why?
not.
Okay, then why don't you agree with me? Because
I
all
don't
of the
agree with you
all of the
because-
scientists and all of the psychologists and all of the medical institutions agree with me. Why don't you? Do you know better than all of the psychologists, scientists, and medical institutions?
Why, yes, I do.
Okay, you're just here to troll, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not here to troll. I'm here
Oh
to
my-
tell you about my
So
argument.
yes, you're smarter than all the scientists and all the psychologists and all the medical institutions because they don't know what you're talking about because you, a random person on the internet, are smarter than all of them.
Well, yeah, I do my research. If I want to actively dislike a group of people,
All
I
right.
do my research.
Okay, then why don't
have
you have a
seen
source?
detransition
Then why don't?
statistics? Have
Yeah,
you
they're
seen
very low.
detransition
Yeah, they're very low. It's
No,
a
they're very
small...
high. They're increasing.
Really? You got a
as of
source
the
for that?
last, 3
You got a
years.
source?
Yes,
source?
I do.
Source?
Yes, I do. I have a
Okay,
source.
send it to me. Send it
I
to
have
me.
a source. Okay,
Okay,
here's your
send it.
source.
Okay. All right, let's see. All right. I'm gonna. Okay, that's a. All right. What is Snopes.com? All right. I'm just gonna look up Snopes. Just to. And then
It's
I'm
a
gonna-
fact checker's website.
All right. And what did you search on the fact checkers website? I'm doing this because I don't know if I don't want to like get like IP grabbed or anything. So what did you search on Snopes?
I searched up detransition statistics for 2020 to 2023.
Position statistics. Fuck, I can't spell. God damn it. 2020 to 2023. All right. And who was it written by?
It was written by the CDC.
CDC. All right. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, that's weird. Okay, wait, what? Why doesn't it? Wait, what? Why is nothing showing up? What the fuck? I don't... What?
It should be there. That's what I searched up, and I got something.
No, it's not even... It doesn't even show anything, like, related to detransition statistics. Maybe I just... Okay, I'll remove the 2020 to 2023. Alright.
Yeah, just remove the 2020 to 2023.
You said it was written by the CDC? I don't see that.
Yeah,
anywhere.
it was written by the CDC.
Okay,
I'll send you another link here.
I don't want to click on a link. But alright. Can you screen share it by any chance? Would you be willing to screen share it? Because I don't like to click on links.
Yeah, I can screen share it. I can screen share it.
Okay.
Let me just figure out how to screen share.
All right.
Here we go.
No, I'm not clicking on that. I'm not an idiot. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. At first, I thought you were a steroid user. All right. I guess I'll, All right. Do you actually have like a debate, or are
Hey.
you just like, or are you just like trying to like
What's up,
troll
killer?
for shits and giggles?
No, I'm not trolling.
All right. Good. So what do you want to debate me on? I'm getting tired.
I want to debate like fake news.
Okay.
What do you think about fake news?
Yeah, it sucks, bro. Fake
Mhm.
news bad.
You think could I get my friend in here as well?
No, I do one-on-one
We can't
debates.
do one-on-ones. Okay,
Yeah.
would you mind debating him then?
The
Instead,
guy
he
I
wants
just
to come in.
debated.
No, another guy. He wants to come in here.
I mean, if he wants
that
to
be
go
okay?
before you, shh.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
wants to go before me. Yeah,
Okay, I mean, sure. What's his Discord?
just call this dude. Just call him here.
Something tells me it's the alt of the guy I just talked to. Do you want to? Why
No,
don't you
it's not,
talk?
It's a different dude.
Why don't you talk to me first, and then he can talk to me? You know, I'm sure you've been waiting
I mean,
very
you can
patiently.
You can just bring him in the school.
What?
I'll
No,
leave.
I think you should talk to me instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been, I'm a researcher, kind of an independent researcher, and I'm kind of trying to expose, like fake news networks.
Mm.
And I've been researching this one called, TND. Do you know about that TND news network?
No, I don't. I don't know how this is a
You
debate.
never heard of them?
No. What
Oh,
does this
okay.
have? How is this a debate? I don't like this. Just seems like something I don't really talk about.
Listen, do you want to just, do my friend instead?
If he adds me on Discord, I guess. I don't know. I'm too lazy to add him.
Okay. I'll send you his tag, yeah.
All right. Oh wait. Oh wait. All right. Yeah, I can add him.
I'm still there.
Hold on.
Yeah. Let's add this dude.
Okay. Hold on. I know this is like probably a troll, but whatever. I'm bored. I've got nothing better to do. Oh. Okay. Oh, alright. Alright.
Oh yeah, hello.
Hello. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. No, I wanted to talk about the similar thing. Is it alright if I ask your pronouns first, though? I'm
I
not sure.
use any and all pronouns. You can use he, she, they. I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I wanted to talk about this news network and fake news in general, and it's how it's I don't know. I guess how it's real, how it's fake, stuff about that, and just what you think about it. But I've been researching this news network. It used to be a thing in the 80s and 90s, and it was called TND, the National Desk. And the
Yeah, I've never heard
this
of
is
it.
no, yeah,
No.
no, it was back in the 80s and 90s, but I think it made like a rerun in 2020, 2021 around there. But the story goes, and this has been talked about before, I think, by a few people, but the sources are pretty minute just because of how like obscure it is. Some people would call it like a conspiracy theory, but from what I've actually learned, it seems kind of real to me. But it's up to you. But anyways, yeah, the National Desk is like this news network who basically was partnered with CNN, NBC, all of that, and it'd been feeding in the 80s and 90s. It had tried to do like a partner. So the way that people imagine fake news to work is like through like not through anchors like working together basically, but they have these anchors as like some sort of front man, uh, to perpetrate. But how it really works is like it's more like they're in charge. Like it goes through a line through each network. So NBC's anchor will talk with CNN's anchor, and they used to talk about with TND is the thing. You might be interested. Let me see if I can pull up exactly what I was looking at before. But TND, the national desk, Google won't do that to me.
I,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't really know what this has to do with like a debate though. Like I don't really necessarily agree or
Well,
disagree.
we're debating about fake news, and I'm presenting my first argument.
I don't.
Anyways,
I don't really. I haven't even like stated a position though. So like, how do you disagree with me when I don't have an opinion?
well, what do you think? What do you think?
I think fake news is bad, but I don't really care. Like that's my position. Yeah, I know it's crazy.
Well,
Fake news bad.
I guess I should be more specific. Yeah, I think fake news is bad as well. It's just I believe that a lot of the fake news is derived from CNN and Fox and all the major news networks. What do you think is like a reliable source in general? Just regarding fake news. It doesn't really matter about anything,
I
but just
think
name
I
some
don't think
stuff
you
that
can
you
just.
might see as fake news.
Well, I don't think you should just use one source. I think you should use like a multitude of sources and then see where like the overlap
I am.
is. Because that's like what. Because like generally, I would tend to agree. Like, it's like even if they don't like like blatantly lie about stuff, it's like they will like. It's like they will omit the truth sometimes, right? Like regardless of political leanings, like I do see that tends to happen. So generally, I like to look at a variety of sources, and whenever I do research, I don't like to watch the news necessarily, um, because I don't know, like one, it's the fucking news. It's kind of, I don't know, it's whatever.
It's hard to sit
It
through.
doesn't. Yeah, it's like I'm sorry, I can't watch Tucker Carlson for more than like 2 minutes. I'm sorry, like it's just like, he's so insufferable.
Yeah, he's insufferable. Yeah, I don't like that guy. But anyways, uh, let me see. What I was going
I
on
don't,
about
I don't really think
was
I
more
don't
like
think we disagree on much though.
maybe not, but I'll delve into like a little more of what I believe later, really. But it's kind of hard to explain exactly what I'm getting at when when you don't really disagree with me. But let me see. Anyways,
Well, yeah, and it's
most
like
studies and sources. Yeah,
it's like normally like when I have debates, right? Normally I
right.
like there's somebody if somebody wants to debate me, right? Usually like the goal of this is to find people that like completely like disagree with me like fundamentally so that I can like sort of like break down like their entire like belief system, right?
Yeah.
Um
I think we might disagree on a lot of things because in regards to the last personalism, which I don't support, by the way, that was that was way too much. Even if you
yeah.
just disagree with someone. Um like I think a lot I came on specifically because I kind of align with that, and it kind of connects with this whole fake news thing I'm going over in terms of studies. Yeah, I don't think a lot of studies and study sources like Harvard or even government sources are that reliable. Just
Okay,
mainly because
on their
of the
own.
source of
Okay,
disinformation being
so
yeah.
all right, here's where I'm going to stop you. You could make that argument for like if there was just one individual source, okay? If it was just bigpharma.com and that was the only source that was saying that gender affirming care is good. I would probably agree with you, right? The thing is though is that there are so many different sources that with different studies that were conducted independently of each other from different institutions and organizations, and through different means, they have all come to the same conclusion.
Right. That's usually how you really break down things fundamentally, just in general, just all throughout history. That's how people really came to conclusions. But the thing is, with the national desk and the most of these news networks, is a lot of these like institutions in general, independent or not. You know, like the very independent ones, like on like a citizen level. Yeah, those are usually like actual studies. But the thing is, like Harvard is not very reliable, really,
Well, maybe
because
not on its
it's
own,
the
but
way
like I
it's
think,
kind of
well, and
polluted.
the reason I like I
Just as an
like
example.
I'm not saying that it like Harvard specifically is or isn't reliable. The reason that I even used that study was because I asked them if they thought Harvard was a reliable source, and they said yes. So then I brought up a study from Harvard that agrees with me, and then he sort of flip-flopped and changed his mind and decided that it was no longer reliable because it didn't fit his narrative. So,
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. But anyways, like in terms of like what you're, you know, what you're sourcing, like in general, like with the government institutions along with Harvard, it's just these are such large institutions that they have the ability, the complete ability. You know, it's up to them if they want to like collude with each other, and that's what they've kind of done with the national desk. And the thing
wait,
is,
how
the
do you
national
know?
desk is like this weird. It's because I've been researching all of this like independently for a few years now. I think about like four, and a lot of this stuff comes from people I'm politically opposed to, like you know on BitChute on and everything. But the way they
Right.
agree with the fake news is like pretty interesting with
Okay,
me
so
because the National Desk by TND, yeah,
okay, so I don't I do agree that there is like a problem with like fake news and whatnot, right? Like that is a genuine problem. In general. However,
right.
I don't think
So
that this
you might
necessarily
say
applies.
like
I don't think this applies to my form of argumentation because I look at sources from anywhere, right? It's like I'm not like nitpicking sources. I'm not just looking for
yeah,
ones that agree with me. Like I want to like honest to God, just come to the most accurate conclusion I can. But the thing is, when every single source I've seen has basically just said what I already believe, like it's not I don't really see how anyone could argue against that. It's like if I and well actually and at one point I didn't even support trans people, believe it or not. Like I used to be a conservative. So
right.
it's like I've changed my mind on certain things after, learning more information, doing some research, just learning about the world. And I think that even though it's not perfect, it's the best methodology we have, right? It's just
Maybe so.
learning.
Yeah,
And it's like
I
if
think
I'm
I think
looking from like a whole myriad of sources that are completely different and not connected to each other, I think it makes it very hard for me to like fall for fake news, right? It's like especially if like the sources don't like I don't know, like especially if like the sources are completely different in their political leanings, right?
yeah, I think that's possible. But the way I see it is like you know, a lot of the time, like I don't know, this is kind of hard to work through. But what sources have you used like in the past? Like most commonly, what would you say you would not like a go-to? Because I see the way you're doing research and everything is like
I
very.
don't even have
It
I
doesn't
would yeah, I
really
wouldn't even say I
sound
have
like
like
a one
a
thing.
like I wouldn't even say I have a go-to. Like I don't even like there's no like one source. Like I don't just use one source. And in the past, I've done something kind of similar to what I did in this stream, and I read some different sources. Some are repeats, but I will look up sources on the fly because if I randomly just choose a source and it turns out that that source, you know, goes against what I'm saying, then I take the L and I admit it, right? But I am so confident in my position that I don't think that that's going to happen because all of the sources agree
Yeah,
with me. So I can
yeah,
just randomly,
it's good to be
like,
confident and
yeah, I can just
yeah,
randomly pick any source because they all say the same thing. It is the scientific consensus.
yeah.
And all conservatives can
I
do
think
is lie about the Swedish study. That's all they can do.
right, right. See, the way I see like this in general is like looking at a lot of studies myself. I used to be the same way, where I'd go from study to study, to study. It didn't really matter to me what source it came from. I would just researching independently. But the way I've kind of done my researching now by excluding like Harvard and any like large I especially try and take out like stuff that's like leaning toward each other. Like, so if something is like conservative and I'm reading from another study that's
No, I get
conservative,
that.
I'm
I get that. But I
yeah,
like what I will say is that just because like let's say Harvard can be wrong sometimes. I don't necessarily disagree with that. That doesn't mean that they're usually wrong or wrong most of the time, right? It means
that's where I
okay,
tended to
well hold on.
disagree right
Well,
there.
hold on. No, because and even if they're biased, let's say, it's like there's going to be something that like there's going to be like at least some truth to it most of the time, right? And that truth, if it is true, is going to remain consistent among anywhere you look, okay? Because anywhere you look, if anywhere you look, no matter what source you're looking at, aside from maybe some like like Nazi websites, I guess, like they're all gonna say the same shit, right? Like
Yeah, that's true.
unless you're
And the
looking at
funny
like
thing
some
is, I actually
tabloid.
I have used like really far right websites before to do my research because that's where a lot of this like fake news stuff tends to commingle, you know, in their
Yeah,
beliefs. But I look at it this way, you know, when I go on Harvard and I see the same stories like perpetrated, it's good to have like this alternative source of media. And the issue is that it's a lot of people that are left leaning don't support independent media. And Harvard is not is usually wrong. And I mean that as in like it the way if you look at each and every study, which I've done before, not each and every study in every topic, but I've looked at a few topics and taken like different conclusions and hypotheses. If you compare them all together, more or less, it tends to be the same thing. It tends to be like the same study with the same people. Of course, they're not named, but it's something that you can kind of come to a conclusion that
so
it's
okay.
it's
So
basically
what
the
so
same.
you don't like the methodology they use to come to the conclusions they come to, is what you're saying.
It it comes yeah. It's like it's methodology and also the fact that that they're all like commingling to come to this
So
methodology. They're all
well
like
hold on. So
conspiring, I'd say.
okay. Yeah, I think that that's a bit of a stretch, the conspiring thing, but I think that you could you could potentially make an argument for like why the statistics themselves are faulty, and I might agree with that. Like, are there examples of like like them like having faulty statistics or like you know having some sort of like math errors or whatever? Like, can you find
Yeah,
examples of that?
that's the hard thing because the thing is that when I look at an independent study and it has math errors, it's not the same thing. These like institutions are trying to perfect what they're perpetrating really, so that it doesn't
Wait,
come
but
off as
if
wrong, obviously,
wait,
especially
but
if they're
if
all commingling.
well, hold on. If there are no errors with the study, then I feel like in order to come to a wrong conclusion, they would have to conduct a study improperly, right? So whether that be
I think they're
the
doing it improperly, is what I mean. I
okay,
think
so
that
how are they doing it
they're
improperly?
stretching their studies.
How are they stretching it?
I think they're
Like,
stretching their studies a lot.
wait, but
It becomes like it's not something that's very easily proven, but with this whole like T&D banter, I could probably lead you down this this methodology of research I came to. I'm not like trying to perpetrate it to you, but I'm just
no,
saying
I
like
get that. I
I
get
think
that.
it might prove. Yeah,
Like, I'm not trying to like give you shit
but
or anything. Like,
it's
I'm just like genuinely like I don't really like I don't think that anybody like I don't think there's like this grand conspiracy or anything. Like what would they get out of a grand conspiracy like that? I just don't see it. And, I feel like yeah,
I think
sure.
it's like the right is trying to doing as well because
Oh
they've been
yeah.
doing it with Fox News and everything for a
Oh yeah.
while.
Well
I think they're just
the
trying
right is
to
mostly
conform
grifters.
to the narrative,
Sure. Well, I guess you could
right?
make that you could make that argument. I mean, yeah. I mean, even Fox News is proven to have um lied basically, right? Like they've admitted to it
Yeah, most
behind closed
definitely.
doors. And, it's like I okay. I agree that, like, there are many instances in which, yeah, especially when it comes to, like, any news network, quote unquote, that provides some form of entertainment, I guess. You know, the goal is to be entertaining, not to give news, right? Or to just get people to watch it for whatever reason, usually by making them angry. I mean, that's just how it works, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like you have to take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt. But usually, when it comes to, like, studies that are, like, conducted over long periods of time, I don't think it necessarily is going to, you know, have that same
It
issue
doesn't
for the
usually
most part.
imply.
Because they're not, like, no one, like, reads, like, this long-ass study for fun, right? Like, people don't just go, like,
See, that's
oh,
that's
yes,
the
it's
thing.
so
That's the thing.
entertaining. Because you have to, like, go
I
out of your way to
think.
look for it.
Yeah, I think so, especially with news. That's why the news networks are probably the most devious with it, really. But
Yeah, well, and I
studies,
don't
the
and I
thing
don't
is,
use news. I don't use news to form my opinions.
yeah, of course. But the thing with studies is that's kind of their same like idea. It's like when if we're trying to like perpetrate something, then why wouldn't we not like dissect it as much as possible? And then that also leaves opportunities for them to be a little more clever. Just for food for thought. You know what I mean?
See, but I feel
Like
like
I think what they're doing. Yeah.
See, but I feel like you're making a lot of assertions, but it doesn't seem like you have anything to back them up. It's like, I mean, you even said so yourself, like, oh, that would be a hard thing to prove. And I don't think it's
Yeah.
necessarily, I mean, I understand, like, I agree that you should take everything with a grain of salt, right? It's, like, hard to know what is and isn't a reliable source. I agree with you there. But I don't think it's fair to make the assertion that, like, oh, yeah, they're almost always wrong. When, like, you can't point to, like, an obvious, like, oh, here's an instance where, like, you know, this is a biased study because X, Y, or Z, right? Or, oh, they made
Yeah.
this math error here. I feel like you would
I know
need to
what you mean.
prove that somehow, right? Like, oh, this was not
Right.
like a random sample. This was like they selected people deliberately. Or, oh, well, this doesn't include this factor. It ignores this, right? And you could, if you were able to point to things like that, then I think you could make a much stronger case. But right now, I don't think you've done that.
Yeah, no, I definitely haven't made out like any case yet. The thing is, like, let me see. It's more like a combined like a consensus from all these websites that I've gone through over the years. I've researched from and got basically all information from for the last 4 years, and if it is kind of an experiment because you never know if you're the one in the wrong when it's these large conglomerates basically controlling all the news networks. But
Well, they can't
it's the
control
way
all
that
of
like
them. They can't control all of them, right? I
no,
mean,
there's I don't think they can all be controlled, but I think a lot of them definitely do like interact with each other in negative ways. That's how I
sure.
feel, at least. The fact that they can control them is possible. It's just to make an assumption that far, like this early on in an argument is or a
Well, I feel like
hypothesis
there's a
is just
difference
kind of
between something. I think there's a
ridiculous.
difference between something being possible versus something being plausible. There are a lot of things that are possible that aren't necessarily plausible, you know. I like I you
I think
know,
it's plausible.
I don't like there's just
Considering all the other disinformation that's
I
gone on,
mean,
I believe that it's quite
sure,
possible that
but
they could all.
I don't think that um disinformation from whatever one area of information necessarily is going to be indicative of misinformation in others. For instance, fake news does not
Yeah.
necessarily mean that actual studies and statistics and whatnot and you know scientists are like all just conspiring to lie about shit, right?
Right.
Like I don't think that that's
Right.
really a
But
fair
what
thing.
gets me about that is the fact that like they all come to like a very similar conclusion. Like I've seen some studies like
Well,
blatantly.
maybe
I don't
well
have the
maybe they
example
all
because
come. Well,
I
hold
figured
on.
this.
Hold on. When it comes,
Yeah,
let's use
because
trans
they're
people as an
true.
example. The
Right.
reason that they all come to the same conclusion is because that conclusion is correct. That's why
I
they
know, but
all
it's
unanimously
it's
agree. Even
yeah.
ones that
I see.
disagree with each other on other things, they all agree that gender affirming care decreases suicidality in trans people. Like, that's just a fact. Like, otherwise you're just arguing
Right.
against science.
But
Do you
the
agree
thing
with
is,
that?
if you look, yeah, no, I agree with that. I
Okay.
agree with that. But the thing is, it's not the fact that it's true that makes all these articles like implicitly fake. It's the fact that they all use like a very similar like methodology of speaking. It's like the best way to the best example I could say is like is as if it was copy pasted. I'm not saying they're all written the same, but I'm saying they came from the
They have
exact same
a
source
similar
from the
style.
same people.
You mean like
Not even
they
like a
have
similar style. It goes
similar
beyond
format?
style. It
It's
goes like
procedural. Is it like a procedural thing where like the procedures are very similar type
yeah,
of thing?
it's
Okay.
procedural as well. It's
I
a
f-
general
but I feel
factor of
like
things,
but I feel
really.
like okay, I feel like that's something that you just have to do as a company, right? Like there's some like companies have procedures that they, you know,
Yeah, by
that they
regulation.
use. But I don't think that that necessarily means that like they're faking shit, right? It's just, oh, they word things in a certain way because that, you know, that's how it's like you know, like when you're, you know, in school or whatever, in whatever, middle and high school, and it's like there's a certain format you have to follow when writing a paper or whatever. It's like, oh, you have to have your thesis statement in the first paragraph, you have to have a counter argument before the conclusion type of shit, right? It's sort of similar to that, where it, yeah, they may be following similar formats in a sense, but I don't think that that necessarily means that they're lying about the information itself. It's just the way that they're structuring the information and the way they present it can be very similar at times.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's
Yeah,
it's it's a very specific thing that's been researched, so it's a specific factor really in these all of these arguments in general. It makes sense, sure, for there to be like a general truth if it's true, a general consensus. It's just that that consensus is based off of like you know off of fallacy, off of facade. It's a
but I
lie,
don't
really. But the
but
way
I
that
don't
it is
think
a lie,
but like I feel like at that point, like if there's like a non-zero chance of something being like a facade or whatever, or like a lie, I feel like at that point, like why bother even doing research? It's like, oh, well, this could be a lie because, you know, what if all of the scientists are conspiring with each other and
yeah. See,
conspiring
that's
with
the
the
thing.
medical institutions? It's like
I've
it's
found
so unlikely that it's negligible.
Yeah, I thought it was very unlikely as well. It's just the thing is, when I started doing independent research, the way that they all came, and I've checked the math of these before. I've not just gone on websites and kind of disbelieved what they're saying blindly. I've really tried to do research independently myself in the past, but it's not like something I'm getting paid for. It's not like a job for me, so I don't really
Right.
feel like having to continue that. But the way I've done it is very different from how these institutions do it, and the way that I see that they're doing it in general is not like implicitly wrong. It's just through analyzation, through like looking through different sources that are completely independent. You can like imagine that you know if they're all making different arguments, then something is either not true or something is like very wrong.
Well, it depends. If they're all making different arguments but coming to the same conclusion, then I feel like that conclusion is probably correct, right? Like, I, you know,
I think
like
so. I think so. But
yeah, and that's why I do research the way I do it, right? It's like, I know
yeah,
that all of the sources agree with me because I'm objectively right. So it's like I don't even have to do it ahead of time. I can just click on a random one and it'll agree with me. It's like it doesn't even matter.
yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, like as forementioned, it's like the way I don't want to go over it again, but it's like just how they conduct the studies is completely. I mean, it's contradictory to the point they're trying to make, really.
Right. I get that. Um, I to an extent at least. I think I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I don't disagree that like there are instances in which there might be like um faulty statistics or whatever in certain studies. I don't dispute that. Like not all studies are reliable. So I don't know if we even disagree on that much. I think we're just saying the same thing, but like in different words.
Yeah.
To an
I
extent,
think,
at least. I think
maybe
I think there's like
I should
I think there's
progress this.
I think there's like a slight disagreement, but it's like it's not really. It's like I think the only disagreement is how much of it is fake, right? Like I think that's like really the only disagreement we have.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think as well is like the I think how much of it is fake is also something we disagree on. But I would say like, have you? And this is just I said I've used it for like some of these before, but have you ever used like a really right wing, like a far right website for research is what I'm curious of.
I mean, whenever I do research, I kind of just look at everything. So I never cite a right-wing source when I've done research because it's, I don't want to cite something that's wrong, but, I generally, I'll look at whatever
Yeah.
there is. And, it's just so that, like, at the very least, I understand what, like, the opposing position is, right?
Yeah.
Because I have to know what my opponents believe. I don't
Right.
really know if there's
Yeah, I'm
anything.
confident in what I believe is as well. But the thing is, when it comes to like my political, like just in general, my political beliefs, I see it more as like this very not centrist, because centrism is like having no belief at all and standing
Well, yeah,
completely
that's
in the
just
middle
staying
of
in
all
the midpoint of
these
the Overton window, which is not
right.
productive.
But as an opposition, I'm more of like considering every point to come to like a very unique conclusion. So I'm a Democrat, I guess, if
Okay.
you'd classify me, and also a leftist, really. But at the same time, I've used arguments from like far right studies before, just
Oh
for as
yeah.
an example. Like
Well,
one time,
absolutely.
yeah,
Well, I think yeah, and I do this too to an extent at least. Like I will frame left-wing talking points as right-wing ones because I'm not trying to convince lefties to become lefties. I'm trying to convince conservatives, right? So there are a lot of times where I will say something very similar to what a conservative will say, but I'm very deliberate in, getting my point across with their wording because that is what's going to stick to them, right? That's what's going to resonate with them. I mean, that's why you'll see, like I say, like I love saying the word retard. I mean, it's like,
right,
and I call people retarded not just because it's funny. I mean, it is funny, but it's like, it's like using their rhetoric of basically just not giving a shit seems to work, right? Especially when it comes to like disaffected, like edgy teenagers who aren't actually alt-righters. They just think they are because, it's like, oh, it's like,
yeah,
oh, I want to be
corrupted,
like,
really.
yeah, it's like they don't actually believe
Yeah, I think a
anything.
lot of them were definitely like kind of groomed into that ideology,
Yeah,
really.
and I feel like
But
I help them. I feel like I help them get out of the pipeline before it's too late, with my form of
yeah, I
argumentation.
feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't really know if we disagree on much. I mean, I've enjoyed this discussion.
Well, here's a like a point that I wanted to bring up eventually, but I was thinking maybe it was a little
Sure.
controversial. But now that we agree on things, I think we can find like a level-headed kind of way around this. Let's see. So this is not related to what the last guy said, but the thing is that I found interesting and wanted to come up in the first place was the fact that he brought up like these sort of like eugenics, and I'm not a supporter of eugenics myself, but the thing is these aspects of like the eugenic philosophy is I kind of agree with some of them. So I've like how I've said I've gone on some alt-right websites and I've gone on some communist websites, Democrat, Republican, does not matter to me. I've sourced from everything, and
Right. No,
the
I get it.
conclusion that I come to, yeah,
Well, I
um,
think the reason that you might agree with
I
some of it is because obviously not every single word that they say is going to be incorrect, right? They're gonna. It's basically just saying things that
yeah,
are
you
incorrect,
sprinkle in
but like
truth.
wrapping. But it's like they wrap it up with some things that are correct, right? Or they will take something that
Yeah,
is correct, but say that it happens for a reason that is incorrect, right? So it acknowledges some things
Yeah.
that are real. So it's not necessarily eugenics you're agreeing with.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. But I've looked at some of the studies I'm like talking about specifically. Like I said in the past, I used to be a bit of an independent researcher, and a lot of the things that I've found, and I've done deductions as well with all the things that I've found. So I haven't just gone to these a bunch of like alt-right sources. I've gone to communist sources talking about eugenics. I've gone to alt-right sources. Like I said, the full spectrum really.
Yeah,
But
I get that.
my personal stance, I should state, is that like in a country, like if you have like the same gender ideology, basically, um, I feel like that's kind of going to create a conflict in modern day, and the fact that
Wait, hold on.
it's
I'm gonna
being like
stop you.
accepted, yeah,
Well, hold on.
yeah,
If the accepted gender ideology is objectively correct, I don't see the issue with that.
yeah. I think that gender ideal like just anything related to gender is completely fluid myself, but
Okay.
it's the fact that if there's two existing ideologies, which I think should be a thing. I don't think we should all like be all one ideology because then it
Well, no, I'm not
eliminates
saying that,
like
but
debate
like what I am,
entirely.
but well, hold
Yeah,
on. What I am saying is that if there is a correct ideology and an incorrect ideology, we shouldn't treat them like they're equal, okay? Not all opinions are made equal. I think that this is a mistake that a lot of centrists make, where they'll be like, "Oh, all opinions are valid, all opinions are equal," and that's just not the case. It's like I don't think it makes any sense to be like, "Oh, it's like there should be like if there's one ideology, there should be like an opposing ideology," but not necessarily. I don't think that, like, for instance, if there's an ideology that preaches that
like basically
that
different
committing
sections
mass
like
murder is
leftism.
human trafficking is bad, I don't think it's good to have an opposing ideology of people that think that human trafficking is good, right? It's better if we just all agree that human trafficking is bad, right?
I think some things are like very hard to prove like objectively false. Human trafficking is bad, yeah. Human
Okay, well,
slavery is
so
not a good
wouldn't
thing because
wouldn't
that
being
creates
wouldn't
suffering.
wouldn't increasing the suicide rate of trans people also be bad? Because I mean that
Yeah, of
increases
course.
suffering. Okay, well then I don't think it's fair to be like, oh, well there needs to be two ideologies. It's like that are
But I
opposing
think
each
it
other.
definitely depends on the times that you're in because the way we
No, I
see
don't
like
think it. I don't think it depends on the times you're
you
in.
don't think so.
I don't think that the times you're in makes an opinion any more or less correct. Now you could say that, oh, this is how it is, and you can make a descriptive claim, but prescriptive claims aren't more or less valid depending on the time in which it is made.
Well, think about let's see. Think about like philosophers, like Greek philosophers. Do you think that everything or not everything, but do you think that the majority of what Greek philosophers have like said in the past is like do you think that's still relevant like in modern
Well, I
day?
think,
Because
well, I
I
think,
think
well, I
personally
think
no.
it can be, but not necessarily. Like, okay, if there are things that they have philosophy about that are specific to their time, right, and it's like not relevant in the future, that doesn't necessarily mean that their philosophy is incorrect, or not good. It just means, oh, this is not applicable. For instance, if a philosopher from way back when, has part of their philosophy is that like slavery is bad, like that's a big, bold, brave statement to make back then, right? But now it's the default fucking position, right? So it's like it wouldn't be as applicable today, right? Because it's like, well, yeah, no shit, obviously, like that's not even philosophy, that's just common sense, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that a prescriptive claim like slavery is bad is any more or less correct now than it was before. It's always been bad and it's consistently been bad, like, right? Like,
Yeah. I think it kind of depends because it's not about like the people that you're enslaving. You know what I mean? It's not like about a certain because it is oppressing. If you're oppressing like a certain people through slavery, then it's
yeah,
bad. But the
well, it's bad no
slavery in
matter what.
general,
It's bad no matter
I think
what.
personally, I would disagree. I just
Really?
kind of disagree. Yeah.
You think that
It's
people
I
should
know it
be
sounds
should
weird.
be forced to, forced into slavery? You think?
Not in modern day. Not in modern
Okay,
day. We have
why in the
we have
past?
too much
Why?
stability.
So why? Okay, so why is it okay in the past? What
'Cause
is the
way
distinction?
civilizations worked in the past?
Okay, but just okay,
it's
hold
definitely
on.
not the same.
No, just because a civilization used to work a certain way does not mean that that was the correct way to work. Okay, it's still wrong, regardless of whether it happened in the past or not.
Well,
okay?
I don't think Rome could have possibly worked how we work as a society today. Just in general, it's not like
I'm
they
not
have
saying that
infinite
they could,
knowledge
but
of,
it's
the
still
world.
wrong to do slavery, no matter what the benefits are. It doesn't matter. It's still wrong. It's still immoral. Morals don't change with time, I don't think. If we're gonna and sure, you can say, well, morals are subjective. Well, yeah, I agree, but I think that morals should be applied equally to every circumstance. Otherwise, you don't have a consistent position. You don't actually have a strong moral framework at that point. And I know you said that
your
you're
moral
not.
framework
Well, hold on.
is a
I
part
know
of
that
that.
you. I know you said you didn't want to, be considered a centrist who just stays in the middle of the Overton window. But I feel like that's kind of what you're doing right now. You're just shifting
No,
with the
it's just
Overton
my-
window. Because the Overton
not
window
really.
was different back then, so therefore slavery is justified because that's where the Overton window was. I don't think that that's. I mean, that
No.
is kind of what you're saying, to an extent.
I'm
at
just
least.
more like making an argument for why it's like plausible as like a thing. Like economically for that society, societally it was not how it is today. If there was
I
someone
don't care.
being
It's still
enslaved today-
immoral. Whether or not something is viable does not dictate whether or not it is moral.
Yeah,
There-
that's true. But I think objective morality is just not a thing. Like you can believe in
I
religion.
know
and
that
believe in,
objective.
like,
No, I agree
right.
that objective morality is not a thing, but that doesn't mean that it makes logical sense to have inconsistent morals that change, that are different depending on what time period you apply them to. Obviously,
Morals
you could.
and logic should be balanced. And the way that
I
they're
agree.
balanced in these
I agree,
societies
but
were very fine tuned through philosophers, through
okay, but
kings, yeah.
okay, but it's still wrong. Slavery is still wrong because no matter what time period it is, think about it from the perspective of the slaves. It doesn't matter what time
Yeah.
period it is. Being a slave would fucking suck. Okay?
No, being a slave would be awful, but it's
Okay, so it's immoral.
It depends on the conditions that they're actually put in. Like if you were
I
a black
I
slave, then that's
I-
awful. Your entire people are like being enslaved. But the way it worked in Rome was like very different. You don't
I agree
necessarily
that. Well, I
treat
agree that.
slaves like bad.
Well,
They
okay.
can have good conditions. It's just the
Okay,
way
I
they work
agree
is
that
very
okay.
different. Yeah.
Okay, I agree that okay, sure. They could have good conditions. Let's say that they do. But what is to stop somebody from just like taking advantage? It's a very easy thing to do because slavery is inherently dehumanizing, right? And if you don't see someone as a human,
No.
why would you treat them? Yes, because a slave is seen as property. That is literally what it is. Slavery is something that makes human beings into property. That's what it
Basically, any
is.
economic system has to involve like that level of control.
No,
But
it
the way
doesn't.
it's basically, I think it does. I think if you're working, I think the way we do it now with like, all these government programs that are like contributing to the lesser, I think that's great. I think it's great
Okay.
that we don't have to have like slavery. But I'm saying that if we ever fell into like such a like social and economic recession to where there had to be slavery again, like there was in Rome, how the
There never
society worked
had.
and
I don't think
functioned,
there ever had to be slavery.
I think there had to be in Rome.
No,
That's
there
pretty much
didn't.
what
There didn't have to be
what a lot
slavery anywhere.
a lot of economy was built on
Yeah,
on
but just
slavery,
because
which is
the
why it was so
economy was built
prosperous.
off of okay, just because the economy was built off of slavery does not mean that it had to be, okay? Our economy in this country used to be built off of slavery, but it didn't have to be.
What else could it have been built off of at the time? What do you think?
Anything that isn't slavery.
Well, I'm just saying, like name something that you think Rome could have used as an
Agriculture, I
alternative.
don't fucking know. It doesn't matter.
The thing is, there's no way to sustain like agriculture the way you can slavery, and the conditions that the slaves were put in, that they funded themselves by
Okay,
being
well,
slaves,
okay.
were not bad. They were
Okay,
good.
so
Actually,
if those
they lived
conditions
very
were
well.
so good, if those conditions were so good, then why would nobody nobody put themselves there willingly? Why did they have to use slavery? Surely, if those conditions were good, people would just sign up.
Because by nature, man doesn't want to become like this workhorse. But the thing is,
okay. So,
right?
so you think that,
I think
because
complete independence is man's
sure,
like,
but why
desire.
is it okay? Why is it that there are a lot of people that whatever do men? Well, I guess at this point, you know, I guess. Okay, let's say like during the Industrial Revolution, why were there a ton of people that were willingly signing up to work and, you know, and do physical labor and be part of the workforce? It's not because they were slaves. It's not because they were forced to do it. Okay, they willingly chose to do it. That is more
Let's say we
ethical
didn't have the
system.
government programs that we did. It's
And
basically
we
more or
could
less the same
make
thing.
them. No, it's not. It's really not.
Willing slavery is a thing. It's just
Okay,
it
but
doesn't
that's not
function
what
the
we're.
same way
But
because
that's
it's
not. But that's not what you're describing. And well, and obviously, okay.
right.
There's.
I'm
Are
using
you?
it to
I mean, are
justify
you
it
talking about?
because
But okay, first of all, I mean, there are obviously multiple types of slavery, right? I mean, indentured
right.
servitude is a different one, right? I think that that's also fucked up. It's like here you are taking advantage of somebody who is completely desperate, right? To make
Right.
to you know eat food basically, and you're
Yeah,
using
we've been
that to
engineered, I
control
think,
their
as a
life.
society as a whole, really in any country, to desire these, the needs that we're so accustomed to, like having
But
electronics,
that's a
like
good
living in a
thing.
house, living.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, of course.
So
But
okay,
the thing
so why?
is,
But that
the
doesn't.
way that we're
But
working
I don't
is
think
basically slavery altogether. It
I
justifies it as a whole
fundamentally
because
I
we've been
fundamentally disagree. Okay, if we were all slaves, okay, we wouldn't
yeah.
have the option to choose what job we want. We wouldn't have, you know, education. We wouldn't have any of this shit. Now, I will say that that people who are of lower socioeconomic status definitely have less options. They have less freedom. And I agree with that, and I think that that's fucked
I think
up.
people in general have less freedom. I mean, I think people at the top are definitely not having to pick and choose. Like if you're born with, I mean, if you're born with sorry,
Right.
if you're
No, but
born
I
with
think
like inheritance money, if you're like trust fund, then you don't have to worry about anything really. But
no, I
that's a
know.
thing. The
Right.
people that built that
Right, but that's a
in
criticism
Rome,
of the
like
way.
for an
Okay.
example, were
Okay.
slaves.
Okay, but that's the way it currently is, right? But we agree that that's not necessarily the way it should be, right? We are describing the
Honestly,
way our
no.
country
I
is.
think that
But that doesn't
I'm saying
necessarily
that
mean it's
it's
justified.
worse. I'm
Wait, it's
saying it's worse
worse?
if yeah, worse than
You
actual
think you
slavery. I
think
think it's
you think that this is worse than actual slavery?
yeah.
How?
Well, you don't. I think
I don't
it's
see it.
like absolutely worse because the thing is, it's forcing man unwillingly through his own conscience to work 24/7 hours a day endlessly,
Well, it's not
and
24/7
for
hours
the
a day.
goal of
It's usually like 9 to 5, right? That's like the stereotypical
you're right. I'm over
office
exaggerating,
job.
but
Okay, but slaves didn't even have that necessarily. You could overwork your slaves as much as you wanted, and there were no measures being taken back then
yeah, but
to
that's the
prevent
thing.
that.
In
Okay, so
Americans,
that's
you're bringing
worse.
up like early America's slavery. The thing of
No,
is like how I'm
I'm bringing
bringing
up
up how it should
slavery in
be.
general. There were no in Rome. I don't think there were any like regulations that were set. Oh, you can only work your slave this number of hours, right?
There was no like mistreatment of slaves in
Yeah, but
Rome.
how well did they
That's the thing.
enforce that?
It's well enforced. Rome was like
Really?
basically a police state. Rome was enforced very well. So they made sure that slaves
Sounds
were
kind
well
of.
kept.
I mean, in terms of like being physically well kept, maybe, but psychologically, I don't know. I would fucking hate
Psychologically,
that.
they're well kept as well. Because it's
I
basically the same thing as you
so
live
then why
today.
would
It's the
they?
same thing, except
Okay, so then why wouldn't they willingly choose that lifestyle? Why would they need to be forced into it if they wanted that? Again, it doesn't make any sense.
it
I
makes sense because
no,
when
it
you're
doesn't.
economically desperate, then then you're going to
Okay.
need
Okay.
such a workforce
Well,
to apply,
well,
you know,
firstly,
to make like
well,
a
firstly,
functioning
firstly,
society.
firstly, you're describing indentured servitude, where it's like, yeah, they're desperate or whatever, and that's not nearly as bad as, obviously, like
No,
chattel
I'm not.
slavery is way worse. Obviously, no shit.
I'm saying that people from birth should be enslaved. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
fucked up, because they don't have the option. They should have equal
I know,
opportunity.
I know that
I'm
that having
fundamentally
independence.
opposed. I am fundamentally opposed to unequal opportunity. They don't have the opportunity to be an autonomous human being. That's fucked up.
People don't really have the opportunity to a lot of
They
things,
have.
like the
Okay,
way
but
that their
that's
sexuality.
not. Okay, that is not the way things should be. Okay, and again,
You think
it's
that people
better
should
now.
be able to
Well,
just
hold on,
choose
hold on.
whatever
I
sexuality? I think
hold
that's
on.
fine.
Well, hold on. Well, no, sexuality isn't something you choose. First of all. Secondly,
Right.
no, people have more say for how they live now than they would back then if they were a slave. Okay? At least
That's
I
not
have
true.
the option to do. Yes, it is. Okay? If I was a slave back then, all right, I would only have one option, and it would be to
I mean,
serve my
if you
master.
were in,
Okay?
if this
I
was
have a multi.
1885
Hold on.
and
Hold
people
on.
were getting
No.
whipped.
No. Stop. No. It doesn't. Just because it's not. Even if they're not getting whipped, it's still wrong. It's fundamentally wrong to not give them the same fucking rights, okay? At least we all, legally speaking, have roughly the same rights, right? Now, obviously,
Yeah.
the system isn't perfect. There are some, issues that it has. I don't dispute that. But it's a lot better than living in ancient Rome as a slave. Like, come on.
Yeah, sorry, I was doing something for a second, but
No, I'm getting kind of
honestly,
tired. Is there any? Do you want to have a closing statement or something? I'm like,
yeah.
all right,
In general, I think that, and this is something I really don't want to, you know, bring up, but let's talk like American slavery. Let's talk about like the Indians and just
yeah,
for
it
a
was
second, really,
bad.
if that's okay with you, because it is.
If
Is it
I
like it
it
is?
depends. I mean, I don't know. I don't really. I don't feel like
I think it.
having this discussion more. I'm getting tired. It's not a you thing. I'm just like, it's just late at
Yeah,
night.
I see what you mean. But I would just say for the future, slavery is not what you think it is. It's not like these awful conditions that we were implied
O-
to believe.
Okay, but
Slavery is
even if
actually like.
even if it's not awful conditions, it doesn't mean it's good or justifiable. It doesn't have to be the worst
I
thing in
think
the
it is
world to still be
justifiable
bad,
because
because it's not
logically
nearly
it
as
is.
bad as.
It's a good thing.
No, no,
And
it's
morally, it's a
not.
good thing because for
No,
the
it's
society
not.
and for people's. Well, I mean,
If you, would
if you have
you
any
want to be,
argument against that, but
because if you wanted
I
to
would
be
not
in
mind.
that position, in the position of a slave, you wouldn't be a slave if you were just choosing to do that and could opt out at any time. Okay? Being able to
I
make
said
that
I don't
choice.
have any opinion toward being a slave. If I was a slave, then I would live my life as
You wouldn't
ideally
be
how
opposed to
slaves live
that.
in Rome, because
You wouldn't be opposed to that.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. But that
Wow.
doesn't mean that I choose it necessarily. No, I wouldn't like to be
Okay.
a
Well, I
slave.
mean,
If
good
I
for
had
you,
full
I guess.
independence,
If
then that's
that's,
okay.
I mean, if you don't want, if you would be fine with not having full independence, good for you, I guess.
Well,
That's
let's.
fine. But again, you could
Well,
be
what about
somebody.
you?
Well,
How
hold
do
on.
you feel about like?
That would be fucking awful. I would kill myself. Okay? I would kill myself if I was a slave anywhere. Period. I wouldn't want to live that life.
Oh,
That would suck.
so okay. So I'm just starting to understand. Sorry, you would not like personally. You would not like be a slave. You would not want to be like a slave to
No,
anything at all. Like
absolutely
period.
not. No. I would fucking kill myself if I was somebody's slave and didn't have any say in my own life. Yeah, I would kill myself because that would be the
So
one
let's
thing I would
say
because that would be the one thing I would have a say on.
okay. Let's say like for example that if someone was in need of justice socially, right? Let's say like just speaking of like American slavery, like a late slave era America, if someone was in need for like some sort of like what do you think about people in general like getting the same like equal treatment basically?
I don't know. You would need
In
to be
terms
more
of
specific
slavery, it's
than.
something that extreme. Like in the
Well, I
extreme
think.
conditions, do you think people should get the same eye-to-eye treatment?
Wait, what? No, I don't think anybody should be slaves. Period. What? What?
No. So you think like for if someone was societally oppressed by a certain group of people and then they were enslaved, that's that's like a you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't want people to be enslaved. Period. If somebody has to be
Okay,
forced
well
in.
let's
Okay,
let's talk
hold
about
on. If somebody has to be
let's talk
forced.
about what was
If
done to
somebody.
Rome.
If somebody has to be forced to live a particular lifestyle, chances are
Well,
they
let's
don't
I do need to
stop,
bring up Rome
stop,
first.
stop, stop. If somebody
Well,
doesn't,
give me a second. Give me a
if
second.
somebody doesn't willingly want, if somebody doesn't want to live a particular lifestyle, or sorry,
Well,
if
hold
somebody's
on,
being
hold on.
stop, if somebody's being forced to live a particular lifestyle, chances are it's because they don't actually want to live that lifestyle.
Okay.
Because if they did,
Okay, I
they
don't-
wouldn't have to
I
be
don't know
forced
about that,
into
to
it.
be
They
honest.
would be yes, that is a fact. Okay, if they have to be forced into
No.
it, it's because they aren't willingly choosing it. Otherwise, there would be no logical reason to force them into it in the first place.
The thing is, Jerusalem, what Jerusalem did to Rome a very long time ago, and to other countries as well, was very like it. I think the way that they treated their slaves, Jerusalem and Turkey as well, because they were, just the worst. I think they treated their slaves the worst, as
Okay.
like in complete opposition, because we're just using two oppositions: good slavery and bad slavery.
There's no
That's what
such
I
thing
think.
as good slavery. It's all bad.
So you're telling me if you lived in perfect like conditions and you had every choice, but if you wanted to work, for your state or for the country, that's bad. That's like a bad
Wait,
thing to you.
what do you mean? Like I would have every
What-
option, but to work for the, like, what do you mean by that?
I mean,
I
like
would,
if you could choose your own housing, what you ate, what you did as
is
a
that,
hobby, but as a
is that
slave.
really, it depends on what I have to do as a slave. If I don't have to do anything, then sure, but again, that's not really
Well, hold
slavery at
on.
that point. That's just getting free money. Like,
No, not what you want to do as a slave. You don't get to choose that.
oh, okay.
That's like the
So then, well
basics
then
of
that's,
slavery there. So
well
you
then
wouldn't
that's
want that.
wrong. I shouldn't be forced to
Yeah.
do something.
Well,
That's kind of
well,
fucked.
let's look at Jerusalem. What they did, they were enslaved, and historically, it's believed that it was some sort of act against Jerusalem in general, and also Turkey, the way that they were enslaved in Rome.
Yeah,
But
it's all
the thing
wrong.
is, there's a difference between discriminatory slavery and like actual slavery, because I think you get
Yes,
the two
I
mixed up a
agree,
lot.
but that doesn't, just because some slavery is even worse doesn't mean that slavery that's less bad is somehow good. Okay? I don't
So
I
let's
don't
say
care if there's
someone like
stop. I don't care if there's other slavery that's worse. Slavery in general is still bad.
I think there is a worse slavery and there's a bad slavery. Like anything, there could be like a worse Nazi. Like what
Okay.
if Hitler was
Okay,
killing
so then why
everybody?
even
What if he was
so
smoking everyone on the street?
okay, so then why even bring up worse examples of slavery? Like, there's no point in making that comparison. Just talk about
Because
the
if
slavery you're trying to defend. I don't
because
care
let's say
if there's worse
let's say
slavery. That doesn't make slavery any better when it's not those conditions. Okay?
let's
That's a
say if there
stupid
were
argument.
people. Let's say like if Nazi Germany was completely different, and I'm not saying I agree with like the fascist ideology, but I'm just saying that if it was completely different and they killed no one and everyone was like having a good time in Germany, given like how it was treated economically, do you think that would be like a bad thing
Well,
necessarily?
what
Even
do
if
you
you were
mean?
opposed to it?
What do you
I mean
mean?
like the way that and of course I'm not, like I said, I want to reiterate because it's very easy to get this mixed up, given my what I've said in the past or in this discussion as a whole. But I don't agree with what with Hitler did. But
No shit. Yeah, obviously.
right, right. But let's say Hitler did not kill 6 million Jewish people, and let's say that he also did not like initiate a war against like the majority of like the EU and of course the U.S. Let's say he didn't do any of that, and everyone was living in economic prosperity. That was his decision basically. And
Oh,
if you
okay,
observe what
then it wouldn't
was the
then not
very
much would have
foundation.
then not much would have changed, really. Okay?
So do you think that that would have been like bad? Would you have hated to live in Nazi Germany at that time if there was like
Well,
nothing awful happening? Like if you were forced
well, then
to,
it
not
wouldn't be.
even
But then
if
it
you
wouldn't
weren't
be.
forced to.
But then it wouldn't be Nazi Germany. If it just stayed the same and Hitler didn't do anything, it wouldn't be Nazi Germany at that point, right?
Yeah, it would be because it's like ideologically like
Yeah, but no, it would
fascist,
just be
and
no,
it's
it would just be labeled a certain
economically
way.
fascist as
Okay,
well.
okay, but if Hitler didn't do anything, then again, it's not a. Sure, he could label himself as a Nazi or a fascist or whatever, but if he doesn't do anything, at the end of the day, it's not really the same. It's like, oh, it's just a Nazi aesthetic at that point.
How so? You don't think that
Because
like
if
Nazi
because
Germany before
because
that
if
was
there's
all
no
initiated was
because if there's no
fascist or
because if there
like
are no
Nazism?
not well because if there are no Nazi policy positions that Hitler holds or implements, then
Of
functionally
course
speaking,
he positions them, but it's.
okay,
I'm saying
well, in
that
your
like if he
hypothetical
didn't kill
universe,
6 million people
okay, well, I mean, before
and
then,
everyone was like living
well,
like
before then,
prosperous.
not everyone was living. I mean, he sent Jewish people to the ghettos, but I assume you're against that. I hope.
Of
at
course,
least.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, let's say
then
that
so
that just
that
wasn't a thing.
but then what
Like
does
the
that have to do with
Jewish
then what does that
aspect
have
of
to
it
do
as
with
well.
slavery?
Because you're measuring the good and the bad aspects of the ideologies in general. Like I hate fascism. I hate to live under fascism in general. But
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm just saying that like there is a better fascism and there's a worse fascism,
But
as
you're
there is
talking
like
about
a worse slavery
okay,
and a
but
better
the
slavery. You know?
okay, but ultimately,
Slavery is part of a political system as
no,
well,
I
and
don't think there's a
economic, as
well,
is fascism.
there's no such thing as good fascism, okay? At least not
Why
long
is that?
term. Because no matter what, it's like you can't trust one individual to have your best interest at heart because you don't fucking know. Because once that person is in power, they don't have to give it back. And if it turns out to be the wrong person, if it turns out to be another Joseph Stalin, that's a fucking bad thing. So the
Right.
methodology is fucked up, right? It's like a fucked up methodology. Even
I
if
think
there's
that
some
yeah, of course.
even if there is some niche case in which it turns out to be just fine and then they give up their power and make it a democracy afterwards, that's even
But
stronger.
you would
But
say
like
that
that's not
it could be
but
worse.
that's the
And what you're
exception,
saying
not the
implies
rule.
that it could be worse.
Well, no shit,
You
it
know
could
what I
be
mean?
worse. A lot of things can be
Yeah.
worse. That doesn't mean that they're
So that's what I'm
justified
saying.
when they're
I'm
not
saying that
worse.
it goes on like a sliding scale. If Hitler was
But
like the
that doesn't
nicest
mean
guy
that
ever and
being
he
born
still
okay,
followed fascist policy,
okay,
then it would
okay,
be
but that
like
doesn't
better
mean that
fascism
okay, that
anyway.
doesn't mean that fascism is good.
No,
It's still bad. Okay, same thing with slavery. It's still bad.
but that's
Even
the
if you
thing.
can, even if you, even if you have the strongest, even if you do all of these mental gymnastics and like, what about this one really niche scenario where it's like not actually that bad, and you have to work for 5 minutes as a slave, and then you
No,
get
that's
to
not
live
what
in a
slavery is
mansion.
ideologically. I'm still following like the like the economic system of fascism in this hypothetical. That's
Oh,
like
okay,
not
but
slavery at all. Let's
this
say
is
you're a slave
okay,
working
but then what does that
all
have to do
day.
with the argument?
Slavery
I'm
is not like also not a general thing, but I'm just saying like you could work for how many hours a day just accordingly how the system worked. I'm bringing up
wait,
Rome as an example.
okay, but I don't think that the comparison even makes sense really
Why not?
because it has nothing to do with slavery.
Yeah, it does. I'm just bringing it up as like a
Because
good and bad like scale.
because it's fascist or because it's a good and bad scale. That's like if I were to bring up, oh, yeah, so there's like food, this thing called food, right? And there's good food and then there's bad food. It's like, yeah, that's a good and bad scale,
Yeah,
but it has
exactly.
fucking
Good and
but it
bad.
has nothing to do with what we're fucking talking about.
Ideologically, yeah, I mean it's still slavery, but the thing is there's worse slavery. So morally, that's a moral
No.
aspect of
That's
the
not how it
ideology itself.
works. That's not
Yeah, it
it's
is.
not no, just
That's
because
the
there is
basics of
worse
morality.
stop. Just because there is worse
I
slavery
think
does
that's
not
true,
mean
to
that
be
the
honest.
that doesn't mean that the
There's
less worse
definitely
stop.
better
Stop.
slavery.
Stop.
But
Just because there is worse slavery does not mean that the better quote unquote slavery is somehow good, okay? That is you have this
yeah, it
false
is 'cause then it
dichotomy.
goes on a sliding.
It's
What?
it's a slot no, the scale is bad to terrible, okay? That's the scale.
Nah. No,
Yes.
it can work on a
Yes.
general scale depending on how it works. You think the like the Roman slaves Like that was a morally wrong thing if they lived in
Yeah.
like really good conditions. Maybe I have to
Well,
give
then
like
they would have
examples.
chosen to live that way if
They
it was
did
so
not
good.
choose.
Okay, why do you
They
think
did
they
not
didn't
choose.
choose? Why didn't they choose?
Well, why do you think that the people who
Why
owned the
didn't they
slaves,
choose? Why didn't they choose? Why did they have to be
they
forced
couldn't
into it?
choose, is the thing. But
Why?
they got forced into it because of the economic status of Rome and
Okay, but
how
that doesn't mean
it
okay.
was
I
trying.
don't care what the economic status is. You can't use economic
Why?
status as a moral argument. That doesn't make any
That's not my
sense.
general argument. It's just
Okay,
I'm
then
saying
why
that's
bring
like
it
one
up?
aspect of Rome's prosperity.
Okay, but
as
it's
a
irrelevant. It's
society.
a non-point. It's whataboutism.
It's not.
It is.
That's not like a what about scenario that really
Yes, it
happened in
is.
Rome.
It's like, oh, well, what about
No,
the
in Rome,
economy,
the
bruh?
slaves were actually. No, the
Okay,
economy definitely has
why?
stuff to do with the
Okay,
society.
I don't care how they affected the economy. What I care about is why.
It affected people's lives as well in a positive
Yeah,
way.
negatively affected the slaves'
In a
lives
positive
because
way.
It
It affected the
okay,
slaves'
then
lives
if
in a
it's so
positive way as
positive, if it is so positive, then why would they not choose to live that way? If it was so positive, there would be enough people choosing to live that way for it to not have to be forced upon them.
Honestly,
I feel like we're going in
think that,
circles here.
No, I don't feel that way. I feel like this is progressing, but honestly, the way
Not
you're
really.
saying it, it seems like I'm making like a solid argument.
I don't think
mean
you
to, like,
are. Your
accuse
argument
of
is
anything.
incoherent.
How's that? Is what I'm curious.
Because
of.
none of it leads to the conclusion that slavery isn't always bad. Like that's kind of a weird.
No, I'm not saying always. I'm saying slavery can be bad. Like
No,
democracy
no, no,
can
no,
be
no, no,
bad
no,
as
no, no, no,
well.
no. No, you misheard me. You misheard me. You're saying that there are some instances in which it is good. I disagree fundamentally.
Yeah, I'm saying in many instances it can be a good thing. It just depends on how it's like controlled,
Okay,
regulated.
but again, if it was such a good thing for these people that are slaves, they wouldn't need to be forced into it. They would choose to live that way if it was such a good way to live. Clearly, there's something wrong with it that causes them to not choose to live that way, meaning that people
Maybe
have
there's
to force
something
them into it.
that nature, like it's like Rome was such a superpower. Because I'm still using Rome as
Okay.
an example, by the way. They became such a superpower because they utilized slavery in that
That's
way.
not a
If
justification.
America, let's say
That doesn't
America
justify.
was all slaves
That
still,
doesn't
or at least
justify
50%,
anything.
even
That
even half of
justifies
America
nothing.
being
I don't
slaves.
care. That there should be zero slaves. It doesn't justify anything. Oh well, you see,
Well,
Rome
creates a
actually
great
was
society, is
successful.
what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't. The ends don't justify the means. That's what you're
And
failing to
and the
understand.
slaves still live in society. It's just they work
Not the way they
unwillingly.
want to. They're forced to live a life they don't want to live. That's unfair to them.
The thing is, having an unwillingness and not liking are different things.
Okay, well, if they liked it, then surely they would choose to do it, right?
Yeah, but the
Clearly,
thing is, they couldn't
clearly,
because
they
that's what
because they
slavery
weren't
submitted
willing
them
to. Yeah, because
And that has
slavery
little
is
to do
bad
with
because
what they
it
were
doesn't.
willing
Oh,
to
no,
because it was done
no,
by
because
birth.
no. It has everything to do with it because they wouldn't have to implement slavery if people were willing to take those roles already. If the roles that the slaves had were so appealing that people would willingly choose to have those roles, then they wouldn't need slaves. Okay, people would volunteer themselves to do that. Way more.
I still think
Nobody,
that, I still
nobody,
think that you're
nobody would have to be
too
forced into anything.
involved in
No
this
one,
argument.
no one would be forced into anything. Have to be forced into anything if they genuinely wanted to live those lifestyles and
No,
genuinely
they don't
liked those
want to,
lifestyles.
but they end up liking slavery. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying slavery is a good thing
How
because
do they
what it
end up
produces
liking
for
it?
society.
They don't want to
They
do
end up
something that
liking
they
it
like.
because the conditions are
Oh,
good.
they end up liking it. That's fucking stupid.
I know that sounds stupid. Maybe I'm not
Because it
wording it
is.
perfectly, but I'm saying
Because it
that
is. No, it's because it is
It's not.
stupid.
Ideologically,
It
it's
really
sound.
is.
I mean,
Ideologically,
logically,
it doesn't make any sense. If they end
How
up
so?
liking it, then why would they leave? As like
they
let's
wouldn't
say-
leave. They don't have any choice to leave. They're slaves.
Exactly. The only reason that they don't leave is because they don't have a choice.
Right. But they like
Okay,
it. So,
so
the thing is,
no,
they could
if they
have
liked
a choice,
it, stop,
but
stop,
they're not
stop.
allowed a
If they
choice.
like, yeah,
That's what
exactly,
I'm
because
saying.
they don't like it. If somebody is born into slavery, let's say, okay, and let's say there's a, why wouldn't they have at the very least a law where it's like, okay, when you're 18, even though your parents are slaves, you're allowed to be free if you want. Okay, surely if they
Because
liked that life,
they're
stop,
working for
stop.
a
Let me
certain
finish.
goal in society. That's
Let
true,
me
though.
stop. If they liked it so much, surely they would choose to continue that lifestyle. Clearly, they need to force them to continue that lifestyle because they don't like that lifestyle.
No, that doesn't have.
Yes,
that's not really.
that's how it
That's not really true.
works. Yes, it is.
I think like this appeal to emotion that you're doing is
It's
kind
not
of,
an appeal to emotion. It's just an appeal to basic logic.
It's not basic logic. Logic
Yes,
and
it
morality are
is.
completely separate from each other.
Yeah, but
They can
logic
go
can
hand
be,
in hand
stop.
to
Yeah,
create
exactly, and they are
human
going hand in
reason.
hand in this debate.
You're
based on
Yeah,
axiomatic
that's
principles
reason.
that we would agree upon. Yeah, okay, logic / reasoning, whatever you want to call it.
No, they're not the same thing. Logic
Okay.
and morality create
Okay.
reason. They are human reason
Sure.
combined.
Sure, whatever. It doesn't matter what you want to call it. Either way.
I think it does.
Sure, whatever. Either way, you're not being coherent here, all right?
Well, give me a second to form my argument. What I'm saying is slavery is a good system because if we were all slaves and we lived in good conditions as slaves and we ended up liking our lives as a slave,
Okay, but
even though it is unwilling,
okay,
it
well, you
becomes
can't just
something in our nature to
okay,
which
but you
we like
can't,
it and would not exactly be unwilling to it
No,
if we
no,
were asked
no,
again.
no, stop. You are this is completely fallacious. You are relying on the assumption that they end up liking it. There's a good chance
I'm
that
not relying on
and
the assumption that's how it works. Like
no, it's not how
observably,
it
that's
works.
how it worked in
You're just
Rome.
assuming that they would like it. You don't know that.
I'm not
You are
assuming,
making
I
that
know.
Yes, you are. How do you know? Did they all say that? Oh, I
Well,
love
don't
being a
straw
slave.
man me. Don't straw man me. I do know.
But that's what you're
as,
saying.
like for a fact, like
That's the
observably,
logical follow
that
through.
well, the logical follow through is that yeah, slavery is not a bad thing, and sure, and in a
No, that's
society in
not
which
the
we were
logical
all
follow through.
unwilling, if we were born into it, it's not exactly a bad thing. If it's
If
the
if
conditions
you're
are
born
good, let's
into
say,
it and you're forced to live like that for the rest of your life, yeah, that's
but
a
let's
bad
say it was
thing.
bad. If slavery was bad, if the
It
conditions they
is.
lived in, I'm
It's
sorry,
not just about
if
the
the
conditions, it's
they
about
lived,
freedom.
I
It's
know
like
I
you
made,
seem to
I
not
made
value
a bit
freedom.
of a mistake there.
For somebody who
No, I
is
value
against
freedom.
Okay. Well, but why
the thing
only for
is,
some
they
people?
have-
You only value freedom for some people. Do you not see why this is fallacious?
I'm saying that there has to be something. There has to be one, like people to create the conditions that Rome was in at the time. Otherwise, they would have been like nothing as a society. If they did not have slaves
You
in
don't
this
know
condition
that.
they were in, if we
You
w-
don't
if we
know
had
that.
slaves right now, if 30% of our current population in America were slaves, then that means, or even
I'm
if you
sure
were
it would
doing
boost.
like
I'm
13%.
sure it would boost the economy. That doesn't
No,
justify
it would
it.
do more than boost the economy. It would create like a complete like metropolis, and the slaves would be able to live in the same glory because
This is
they
just
created
delusion.
that.
This is
That's
just
not delusion.
delusion.
That's truth.
Yeah,
That's how
and
Rome
imagine
grew.
imagine being forced to be the backbone of that.
That's
probably-
not bad because the conditions they live in are good.
Yes,
That's
it
the
would
truth.
be.
That's how it worked in Rome.
Okay, if it
No.
was
How's
so
that
good,
bad if you live
then
in great
if it was
conditions?
so good, then people would willingly choose to be in that position. Okay, we're going in circles. So
Still not exactly
if there's
true.
anything new you want to add, go for it. But I'm gonna hang up soon because this is going nowhere.
I think I think you might just be denying the idea of slavery as a whole, just initially, because you have that freedom. I think you are just denying like slavery is a possibility, a
No.
possibility for us. I'm just saying right now, if we had slavery,
if I want somebody to have control over something in my life, I would let them have that control. Okay, let's take my sex life for
yeah,
example.
but you're
Okay.
born into it.
Okay, stop. Let's take my sex life for example, okay? Personally, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer being submissive in bed. I give the other person that power willingly because I like that, okay? It's not me being forced into it. Even if I have fantasies about that, I wouldn't actually want to be raped, right? There's a difference between
So you're telling me that
CNC
you have
and
rape fantasies and you would not
But
like
I
to be
wouldn't.
raped.
Correct. I would, because ultimately, whenever somebody has rape fantasies, first of all, they're usually imagining somebody that they're actually attracted to. And when they have those fantasies,
Okay, well,
they're
let's
not
just say, for
actually being
example, like someone
violated.
that you're really
I would
attracted
not-
to, like someone.
It would still
Like
be
what? See,
wrong.
but I don't know.
It would still be
what
wrong
you're
for them to
attracted
rape
to
me.
exactly.
I don't care if I'm
You
attracted
think
to
it would
them.
be
It would
wrong
still
for
be
them to rape
wrong.
you if you liked it? Honestly, if
I don't think I would. I don't
if
think.
s-
Yes, it would be wrong.
if someone wanted me to let's just say like what do you even see as attractive? Let's say that as a part so I can create this like
A
hypothesis.
hot mommy dom with big mommy milkers. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Let's say that they were trying to rape you and they were saying you have to do this for me and then
Well, if I didn't give them
like
consent beforehand,
I'll
then it
allow
would.
you to
If I didn't give them consent beforehand, it would be a turnoff because I would know that they're trying to use me for ulterior motives, right? I would know that they don't
Yeah,
actually
but what
care
if you
about.
like the
Stop.
motives they were
Stop.
using you for?
Stop. Because I would know that they don't care about me or my emotions. That's the point I'm making, and the fact
That
that they
doesn't
don't.
necessarily mean
Stop.
they don't care about your emotions. It's just the
I
way they're
I would
using them
make
are
that
to pleasure you.
inference. Okay, but if it's rape, then no, that I don't think that rape is traumatizing regardless.
I'm just
okay?
saying, if someone,
Why?
let's say
Okay,
for
then
example that
why
that
does
someone
marital rape
asked
exist?
me to rape
Stop.
them.
Stop. Why does marital rape exist? Why is that a thing? Do you not believe it exists? I mean,
That's the thing
because-
because most people who are married are not like actually satisfied with each other sexually. Marital
Okay.
rape comes from that same
Okay.
position.
Or
But
maybe I'm
if
just
I
not.
if I was
or
dating someone and
stop.
we still had
Stop.
love
Stop.
and they asked me to rape
Stop.
them,
Okay. Yeah, but they
Okay.
would be asking that. There's a difference there. Okay. Because.
well, not necessarily asking. Sorry,
Stop.
because it's not
Stop.
consensual.
Stop. If I'm not in the mood to have sex, then it's no longer hot. Okay. That's why people have safe words. This is common knowledge for anybody who's into BDSM.
Well,
is
think
to
about
have
it.
a safe word. Okay. That is very
Yeah.
common knowledge. This is the most basic shit.
Right, but let's say that like they're not indicating, right, that they want to be raped. But let's say that they like it. They have rape fantasies. So if I was to rape
But how would
them,
you know that beforehand?
then
How would you know that
what's-
beforehand? I would have to tell
I'm saying
them.
that that's a possibility. That's something you can usually detect, not easily, but I think it
You
wouldn't
would
be too
have to
hard
get very
detect.
lucky. And again, again, it's
Okay,
still
let's say I'm getting
unethical.
lucky in this position. I'm not saying that has to be like all the
Then
time,
it's
but I'm
still
just saying.
wrong because of your intent. You intended to violate this person. You
No.
deliberately did something
I
that
what
knowing
if,
that
what
there
if
is
I
a
was
good
raping them with the intent to pleasure them?
then you're just fucking delusional. Because you don't
I
know.
don't think
Even
so,
if you
because
even stop. Even if they end up enjoying it somehow, all right? Again, you are using the wrong methodology to come to the conclusion that they enjoy that. So it's still wrong. Okay?
It's not the wrong methodology because I can detect it. I
Yes,
can,
it is.
What if I was
How would
able
you
to tell
detect
if
it?
they wanted
No
me to
one
rape
can
them?
just tell, okay? No one can just magically tell if somebody likes, if somebody has rape fantasies. And I'm gonna be totally honest. I would know that because I know that like you have to be kind of a fucked up individual to rape somebody. Oh, and keep in mind if somebody, if somebody is gonna rape me, I don't know if they have STDs or whatever. I might not know that information about them, and that genuine fear, like, would be a huge turnoff. So I probably wouldn't enjoy that. It's like, what if I get an STD from this? That would be what's one of the things going on in my mind. Like,
That's
what
true.
the fuck is
Yeah,
happening?
that's a
So,
factor. That's something
okay,
you could
so
factor in.
that's the point. But that's the point. Yeah. What if they get pregnant and then I have to pay child support or some shit if nobody believes
That
that
as
I
well.
got
That's
raped?
a bad
Yeah,
factor.
so
but I'm saying, what if I pull out while I'm raping them?
Okay. No, that's the problem. You're not understanding. You don't understand why this is wrong.
No, I see what you mean. I'm taking examples, and it's
It
not like
doesn't matter if
such
you
an
pull out.
impossibility. It's plausible if I pull out.
It's really not.
I think
this
it
is
is
just
plausible.
delusion.
If I was raping them with the intent to pleasure them, I probably
It
would pull out.
doesn't
'cause I don't
matter.
have-
Most people would not get pleasure from that. In fact, barely anyone. Even I as somebody who actually has like a rape fantasy would not enjoy that, okay? That would freak me the fuck out, okay? Because I wouldn't actually want that, okay? Most people with
So you're
with-
telling me
with
if someone a big mommy dommy with big titties
Yes.
tried to rape you, right? You're saying
Absolutely.
oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I would.
Okay,
I would
I would
not
have
feel
to.
the same
They would
way.
have to. They would have to know beforehand. Okay, they would have to know beforehand that I like that. I would have to tell them that. I would have to give them permission beforehand, and then at that point, if they do it, because they know that it's what I want, and because they respect my wishes, then yes, it would be fine. But because if you don't ask somebody and you just decide to rape them, you don't know what they want. because you have not communicated with them, okay? Nobody can just read somebody's mind.
Well, what
Even
do
if
you,
you
let's apply this to sexuality.
Stop. Even if
Okay.
you accidentally come to the wrong conclusion
gender.
through that methodology, then it doesn't matter. It's still wrong. Because most of the time, it's not going to just be a happy coincidence where the other person likes it, okay?
Well, it's not much of a coincidence if it ends up like if
Yes,
take,
it would
like,
be,
the
because
law of
most of the time,
probability.
if you were to do that, the person wouldn't enjoy that. Even people with CNC, most of the time, would not enjoy that. Most people who have rape fantasies don't actually want to get raped.
Well, let's take like statistics into factor because I don't really want to make an argument for people who are raping, but I'm just saying, let's say that at least, and this is an assumption because I'm not trying to justify anyone in this situation, but I'm saying if let me get the statistic. It's gonna take a second for me to do this.
I don't think this is
There are
going anywhere.
statistics that I think it's going somewhere because this has brought up an interesting discussion about morality and willingfulness generally. Because I do have an argument like for what I'm
Okay,
saying
I'm gonna make
right
an
now.
argument, and then I'm probably just gonna hang up because I'm getting tired. Nothing personal. I'm just getting like a little annoyed and also tired because it's late again. So
Yeah.
just to wrap things up, if the reason why you wouldn't just rape somebody or force them into slavery is because if you ask them for permission, you know ahead of time if they actually want that or not. So you are, if that is what they desire, then you know that you can fulfill that desire. For instance, if somebody asks me if I have a rape fantasy and
Well,
I'm
the
like,
thing
yeah, and
is,
then stop, let me finish.
when there's
If I
81%,
stop,
there's 81
stop. I'm gonna mute you.
Okay, I'm
If you
stopping.
keep going, okay, thank you. If I have a rape fantasy and then somebody asks me if they can, you know, if I'm into CNC and I say yes and they ask me if they can just sort of like, you know, use me for sex whenever they want or whatever, and I say yes, and then we establish a safe word, then it's like, okay, great. So if I happen to be one of those people, then yeah, I'm probably gonna, you know, not be opposed to it.
What if they
Stop,
ejaculate?
stop,
is
let
the
me
thing.
finish. Stop. Let me finish. However, and the same thing goes for slavery, right? Or whatever, the role in society that the slaves in Rome would have, right?
Yeah, in general, I'm using the same argument about.
Stop. Let me finish. If somebody in Rome is like, hey, do you want to be in this position? I offer this, this, and this. You'll live comfortably. You know, all I ask is you do this. And then the person says yes, great, then it's not immoral. But
Yeah,
if
but
you
it's
don't
from birth.
Stop. Yeah, if it's from birth, then it's fucked up because you don't know if they want that or not. Okay? I know I sure as hell wouldn't want that. So that's all I really have to say. I don't think this is going anywhere.
That's understandable, but to attack that position just briefly, I'm just saying that like I have the statistics now, but I'm just saying, and this is I don't know if this is current, but this is last updated like 2018, 2019.
Okay.
It's true that 81% of rape victims ejaculate during rape, which indicates
That
that if
doesn't
they
mean
have
they
a
like
rape
it.
fantasy,
That doesn't mean they
that
like
does.
it.
So if you there's times that I don't even want to say where I've been,
Why
I've
do they
been
end up being
doing like
traumatized then? Why do they end up being
I guess
traumatized then? It doesn't matter if they ejaculate or not. It matters if they give consent.
maybe
Okay?
it's
It matters if they
traumatization is like
stop.
the same
Stop.
memory.
Stop. It matters.
It's like a memory system.
No,
for
stop.
the human
It
brain.
can,
if
yeah,
you've
and it
done
can
any
be a
research
bad
on the human
memory
brain.
because they weren't willing to do that. Okay?
It's
It
not
doesn't
precisely
matter.
true.
Okay? Because no matter what, if you are being raped, that is a terrifying position to be in. No matter who you are, no matter how much of a rape fantasy you have, that is terrifying. Okay? So it
Well,
doesn't
it's not
matter.
terrifying if they
Stop.
come.
Yes, it
because
is. Yes, it is.
It can't be terrifying if they come.
Yes,
because
it
they would have no
can.
pleasure receptors activating and coming.
That's not how it works.
That is how it
That's
works.
not.
The
No,
human
it's
brain
not.
cannot possibly ejaculate
That's
unless
not
it's
how it
being so
works.
forcefully
This is
pleasured.
just wrong. This is just wrong. Okay, I'm gonna hang up
Okay,
at this point
maybe
because I don't
maybe
think
what
you're
you
saying.
understand is wrong. Okay, I understand.
This is just so fucking brain dead. Holy shit. Alright. What? Like, how often do you hear people saying, yes, I was raped and I liked it? Or anything like that. Like, how often? If people have a rape fantasy, okay? Like, they still, want, they still want to be able to, like, give consent and, like, revoke it with, like, a safe word. This is this is the most obvious shit. Anyone in the BDSM community knows this, okay? Anyone in the BDSM community knows this, alright? And, I don't think... So what the fuck is wrong with chat? What is... Jeez. Okay. Fuck's sake. Is this just nothing? Is this just a bunch of spaces? Okay. Alright. Alright, who the fuck is this motherfucker? Ban behavior. Who is this? Alright, y'all are gonna have to debate me tomorrow. Alright? This debate is useless. Astute observation. Okay. Stop touching your greasy hair. How is it greasy? Is it the product? Is it the lighting? I don't really... Valid L's win? Really? Bro was unironically saying, well, actually, raping people is good sometimes. I don't think that doesn't really make sense as an argument, okay? Bro thinks that slavery is good sometimes, and that rape can be good sometimes. Like, these are the most delusional positions. I'm sorry. Like, you just have to be brain dead to believe this. Like, no offense. If you believe in this shit, then I can debate you tomorrow. Jesus Christ. I don't owe you shit. I don't care. You work on... No, if you're gonna debate me, you're gonna work on my schedule. Okay? You're gonna work on my schedule, not the other way around, okay? I debate people whenever the fuck I want. So if you want to debate me, you work on my time, and you debate me when I tell you to, okay? You don't get to decide when you debate me, alright? It's my show. I get to decide that. So, if you don't like it, go fucking cry about it, okay? Nothing you can do, alright? Go find someone who will, fucking bend over for you, alright? I don't know who the fuck Valid L's is. Is that the guy I debated? Like, what? No, I don't have to pick up. He's not gonna do shit. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't have to... Just debate me, like, next time I stream, you fucking idiot. It's not my fault you have the patience of a fucking 2-year-old. Like you're an actual child. Is this your way of threatening to swat me? Yikes. Alright, if you keep spamming, I'll just fucking ban you. Until you debate me next time I stream, I guess. Because, holy shit. Bro, this... Okay, why? I want to apologize? What? Okay. Cool. Apology accepted. I don't give a shit. Holy fuck. Okay. Well, that's... Alright. I don't know who the fuck Valid L's is. Bros... Okay, this one guy's sending me fucking porn. I'm just gonna block this guy. Okay. This guy's fucking annoying. Alright, there we go. Block that motherfucker. Alright, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone actually wants to debate me. Alright. Jesus Christ. Fucking fan behavior. Holy shit. Genuinely don't know who these people are. Debate stream means